Yeah, you gotta start a podcast. And you got some beers in the front over here. And I bought 6 different VHS tapes from a fucking store this week. And I want to show them off before we start. But before we do that, I want to get something out of the way. This is Crank and Rang, yeah. And the reason I'm doing this is because one of the tapes is the Blue Brothers.
Nice.
Yeah. And I'm on a mission from God. Yeah, that's basically it.
We should just play that through the entire episode. And everything we say has to wait for that. And I think this is a really good track. It'd be really good here on the mid-album level. The solo here is pretty tasty. Ripper sounds good.
Yeah. Oh, man. I can't believe that's been in front of me this entire time, and I've never done it. I've always wanted to do a little blues jam at the start. But yeah, before we do, I have to get it off my chest that I have come across potentially one of the. This is the biggest VHS haul I've run into yet.
Nice.
And
you know me, these days I'm very much into the VHS thing, so show them off. Let's see.
Okay, we have the Blues Brothers.
Blues Brothers, nice. Is that a clamshell, like a close it, like a?
All VHSs in the UK are clamshell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
interesting.
Cardboard case is more of an American thing. Over here, as far as I'm aware, they've always been clamshell.
Oh, okay.
We got fucking Highlander.
Nice.
We've got Misery.
Yeah, great one.
Cock-a-doodie. We've got When Harry Met Sally.
Okay, you lost me a little bit there, but yeah.
Well, you know, it's an 80s movie, and I gotta have it. Falling Down.
Wow. Yep. That's a
my
good
face.
one.
My face lit up when I saw this one.
Yep.
And last but not least, Little Hand says it's time.
Oh
to
my
rock and
God.
roll. So yeah.
Yes, that is last but not least. That is the jewel of the collection right there. That's
pleased with
sweet. You take care of Johnny Utah.
Yeah,
and Bodie.
More like Point Break my fucking nose when it lands on my face. Anyway,
I am an FBI agent.
Oh man,
God, that movie is just so fucking good.
It's great.
It's a rarity, and they don't make movies like that anymore. I don't think where like, there's so many sort of like quotable, kind of funny moments in that movie. But if you watch it, it's a really well-made movie, and the direction's really good. I mean, it's Catherine Bigelow, who later won an Oscar for directing. But it's just like, the last time I watched it, I really paid attention to like everything about the filmmaking aspect of it. And I was just like, this is actually a good movie. It's just, got some silly lines in it here and there. But I think that's part of its charm there.
I think another thing that I love about this is that it has... I mean, obviously it's an action movie, but it almost has a similar aesthetic to Wayne's World and Encino Man with the whole surfer dude vibe, where there's like, there's a lot of style and a lot of music that's in there. I mean, Anthony Kiedis plays one of the gangsters.
Yeah.
So,
it is funny though that in that movie, Keanu Reeves at that point seems more believable as a surfer than an FBI agent.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Rest in peace, Patrick Swayze. Man, I miss so many. I kind of took Patrick Swayze for granted because he was in a lot of fucking movies, and he got a lot of exposure in like the late 80s, early 90s, of course. But now that he's gone, you go back and look at the shit that he did, and even the movies that weren't like. I wasn't the target audience, like say like Dirty Dancing or Ghost. Those are movies you go back and watch and you're like, God, he was fucking great. He was fucking great. So that's...
And you know something as well is that growing up, my mum had 2 very vocal celebrity crushes.
Oh, okay.
Patrick Swayze was one of them. Mm-hmm. Matt Damon was the other. But when
Damon!
Honestly, I actually I teased her so much with that Team America line that she actually had to start deducting pocket money from me because it got too annoying.
I guess I mean, I don't understand a crush on Matt Damon at all, but I do understand a crush on
Matt Damon.
I do. I would be. If I, my pendulum is. I'm not like. I'm not straight enough to not recognize a good-looking man. But in that arena, my crush is on Ben Affleck. It's not on Matt Damon. I'm a Ben Affleck man.
You ever seen that crazy tattoo Ben Affleck has though?
Yes.
You ever seen?
Yes.
What is it, like a phoenix or something?
I just want to. I want to know what the fuck was going on, because he's had alcohol issues and other issues in his life, and I'm just like, was he on a bender? Like, what was that all about? Because it's
homie plays Legend of Spyro: A New Beginning one time and turns into a fucking dragon.
He doesn't look like a back tattoo guy at all. So,
either way, yeah, I can remember Point Break is the first movie that's rated 18 that I ever saw, and I felt cool as shit at the young age of 10 when I saw it, because I was like, dude, I'm barely allowed to watch a 15. This is 18?
I don't even remember, because I know the first over here R-rated movie I watched had to have been because we had cable and my parents were asleep, but I don't know what that movie was. It may have been like a Arnold Schwarzenegger movie or something.
Yeah.
But it was pretty early on for me when I first watched an R-rated movie. Probably, to be honest, 6 years old or some shit.
I can remember the first time I ever watched a movie with like any real threat in it. I was about 5 years old, and I was watching Kindergarten Cop with my granddad, and obviously, like, there's a lot of kids stuff in that movie, but
there is some action.
There is some serious action in Kindergarten Cop. I mean, there's a fucking dead chick on a morgue table at one point. So I mean, looking back, hold on, what was Kindergarten Cop?
What year?
Rating? No, I know it's 1990, but what was it? What was it rated?
PG, probably.
Age rating UK.
Oh.
Oh, it says 15. But is that by today's standards, or was that back before everyone was a pussy?
I don't know. I just speaking.
I don't care, and I won't obey.
Speaking of that, and this is related to like that funny video you sent me earlier about Sleep Token. I saw Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Yeah.
Because I saw the first one because my kid's a big fan.
Yeah.
And he wanted to go see the second one. And I didn't really like the first one that much. I thought it was kind of boring. It had its moments, but I thought it was kind of boring, although I do really like Matthew Lillard. Shout out Matthew Lillard. He got fucking trashed by Quentin Tarantino, and that's unfair because that dude fucking rules. Quentin Tarantino's got some great movies, but, come on. So I took him to see Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and I had a really great time. That was a fun movie. And it's got shit reviews. But it's one of those ones where if you go to Rotten Tomatoes, it's got like a 12%, but then the audience rating is like 90%. And I'm like, well, that tells you everything you need to know right there. But everyone's making these excuses that, it's only for the fans that understand all the lore. And I'm like, I don't know any of that shit. And I had a really good time. I mean, I know like base level Five Nights at Freddy's lore. That's it. I don't know.
Dude, I can remember when Five Nights at Freddy's came out, and it was huge. Like, as a game, like, I remember all of the big gaming YouTubers were obsessed with it.
Yeah, I mean, the obsession was so, like, because I think my kid got into it when there was only like a couple games, and he was really young, but I noticed that online, like, not only were people obsessed with playing it and making videos about it, but dudes wrote songs about it that became hit songs, like not on the radio, but like on the internet. They became massive, big songs. And we even went to go see, I took my son to go see one of those bands. What was the name of that group?
Living Tombstone?
Living Tombstone. We went to go see the Living Tombstone. It was probably one of the worst shows I've ever seen in my entire life. But I'm not the target audience for that. It was like Yo Gabba Gabba That's what it was like. It was like going to see that, which once again, for when my kid was very little, I very much enjoyed Yo Gabba Gabba. But it was weird because you looked at like all these different ages of people at the Living Tombstone show. And some of them were like goths, all kinds of different alternative folks, some real little kids, some older people that I guess maybe they were parents, I don't know. But then it's literally just like these guys dressed up as robots that come out and they're like, we're in a band.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is really fucking weird, but also, I guess, adorable. But
there really was something going on in the 2010s with gaming and people making songs about games. I can remember, like, there's loads of Minecraft songs, and like the I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole.
Never heard that one.
Diggy hole. Well, years later, like a decade down the line, my fiance said, "Hey, have you heard this really catchy metal song that's going around? I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole." And I said, "Yeah, did you know that was a Minecraft song from 2012?" She said, "Shut up."
You couldn't just tell from the lyrics? What did you think? It was a fucking Dio song or something?
It was a power metal song, so yeah. It gives.
Anyway, so I just thought that was interesting. You sent me that meme where it's like,
I'm Freddy Fazbear.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you and I'm gonna make you scared. I'm Freddy Fazbear. Yeah. And let's not beat around the bush here. The vocal stylings are startlingly similar to Sleep Token. Yeah. You know? Whether you're a fan or not, you have to admit that there is some vocal similarities there. Yeah.
But yeah, so, for those of you who have younger kids who want to go see Five Nights at Freddy's, the second one is fun. You're gonna have a good time. If you're not like trying to be a film bro about it and just go have a good time, it's fun. It had some moments where I legitimately laughed. The jump scares were lame because I don't like what they do with a lot of movies with jump scares these days, where they don't actually create a good jump scare. They just put a fucking loud ass noise on just to startle you, and I'm like, well, that's not really good filmmaking, is it? That's just putting a loud boom when somebody just comes around a corner. Of course you're going to be like, oh, what the fuck was that loud ass boom?
I remember the first time I got jump scared. It was in I think it was in Weybridge Cinema, and it was one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies where all of a sudden, like, someone camoed up.
You mean that one that you were in last week? You were in the Pirate movie?
Yeah. I have since
you and Vinnie Paul.
Oh, which one was it? It was 2006 Pirates of the Caribbean. Dead Man's Chest. It's the second one.
All right.
Yeah. Nice.
Does he have a nice looking chest? Is he like really built? Is that what it's about? Dead Man's Chest? Like he did a lot of pectoral work.
Crazy thing. He actually had breasts.
Oh. Okay. I've honestly, I don't think I've ever seen a pirate.
That was what the jump scare was. Just two giant tits flying at you. It's like, hot damn. I mean, it's cool, but tell me.
Never look at boobs the same way again. Pirates
just
of the
when
Caribbean.
You thought it was safe to unhook that bra.
Dead Man's Jugs.
Tune in next week for Dead Man's Junk.
Anyway,
that one's not as good. It's
So yeah, we're cranked and ranked, everybody. Hi.
Yeah.
It's a loose show because we're doing it's not cranked and ranked today. It's slashed and mashed.
Yes.
And I feel like this is like, I like that we've done this before the end of the year because we've wrapped this up. Because earlier this year, wasn't it earlier this year that we did Iron Maiden with what's his name? That fucking guy?
Paul Diano and Blaze Bailey we've done in the last year or so.
Okay, so we did Blaze Bailey is what I was referring to. So Blaze Bailey, Iron Maiden, we basically took those two albums, took the tracks that we thought were the strongest, put them together into one Blaze Bailey compilation, and this time we're doing the same thing with Judas Priest, the Tim Ripper Owens albums. And we're going to go through those, take out the tracks that we agree are the best, put them together, and then that's like the definitive Ripper Priest collection. And I'm glad we're talking about it too, because everywhere I go, every time I was trying to look up information on this era of the band, somebody always seems to quote Tim saying something to the effect of they're erasing this era of the band, and I'm like, well, that's unfair. Dude was hired, came in, did a fucking amazing job. So we're here to for our little fucking podcast, you give a little bit of love. Because here's the thing. So you remember, we ranked Judas Priest.
Yeah.
And then out of that, probably almost like a year or so later, I became like a Judas Priest fan. Ranking these two albums in the with all of the rest of the Judas Priest albums do not do them justice, or whatever. Was that correct wording in the English language?
I think you're in the ballpark. Yeah,
it's really tough. So in doing that ranking, when I came to these two albums, because I listened to all of the Judas Priest albums in order when I was doing my ranking. When I got to these,
yeah,
I think I had a lot of complaints. And
beware his megabyte.
Yeah. We'll get into that. They didn't do anything for me that I don't really remember exactly what I said, but I don't remember them being high up on my list. This time, being able to go and just I hadn't listened to any other Priests, or honestly, when I sat down to listen to these albums all the way through again, I hadn't listened to any music that day, and I sat down and listened to both these albums, and I really like both of these albums.
Yeah.
And not only that, I think these are superior to the Iron Maiden albums with why do I always forget his name?
Blaze Bayley.
Blaze Bayley. And I like the Blaze Bayley Iron Maiden albums. I have critiques about those as well, as you heard last time. But going through these, I had a better time listening to these two Judas Priest albums than I have when I listened to the Blaze Bayley Iron Maiden.
That's something that I also agree with. I feel like I feel like with these two albums, not dogging on Blaze Bayley at all as a singer, but I think that when they hired Blaze Bayley as opposed to Bruce Dickinson, vocally they are very different singers.
Yes.
And I think that's something that wasn't taken into account with some of Maiden's songwriting in the 90s.
Yeah.
However, when you look at the music that Tim Ripper Owens did with Judas Priest in the late 90s and early 2000s, I think his voice fits the modern take on the Painkiller vibe that at least Jugulator is, and they got a little bit more industrial meets new metal with some of the stuff on Demolition. But to me, Jugulator just feels like a spiritual successor to Painkiller. Really, it just feels like they upped the,
yeah. And for those of you who may not be, because I know we have people that watch that don't know all the shit we're talking about. The reason why I'm comparing these albums with those two Iron Maiden albums is because they are both really the same kind of story.
Yeah.
In the 90s, the legendary frontman of both bands left. And then they got a new singer and did two albums with each of those two singers that weren't necessarily very successful. And then the original singers came back to the band. It's like, I mean, they happened slightly different on the timeline, but the same sort of thing.
What's that quote? I can't even remember what it's from. It's from a TV show. It might be. I can't remember what it was, but it's. If I had a nickel for every time this happened, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Yeah.
And
even for the occasion, I wore my Sound of White Noise Anthrax T-shirt here.
Nice.
Because I was like, that's another. Oh, and we have 2 big 4 bands represented.
Yeah.
But I'm representing the John Bush era of Anthrax today, who was another guy who came in, but he lasted for 4 albums. Well, technically 5, if you want to be fair. And then the legendary frontman came back. But
yeah, I only listened to Dave Mustaine, Megadeth.
Anyways, yeah. So now, no, never mind. My brain just went. My brain was like searching immediately, going like, how many of the original vocalists are there in the Big Four? I'm like, oh, all of them. I mean, obviously, except for
I had something really good then, but it's gone.
Yep, that was it.
It rains all morning and it cleared up in the afternoon.
Yeah, so out of the Big Four, Anthrax is the only one that switched singers. And then out of those other thrash bands.
Twice.
Oh, they did. Well, we don't talk about that other guy.
We don't talk about Neil.
Oh, no, wait.
Poor Neil.
There's another one, too. So Neil, it was Neil, Joey, John, home dude that didn't even make an album with them. What's that guy's name?
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Yeah, he was in the band for a hot minute. And then they went, psych, Joey's back. And honestly, I think I said this when we did our Anthrax ranking. I'm glad that didn't happen because I remember seeing footage and I was like, "What? This generic metal dude singer? Come on!
What the fuck?" Let's have a look. Dan Nelson.
Dan Nelson.
Oh, hang on. So it goes. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
It goes. I'm going to say these in quick succession because they're not in the band for very long. John Connolly, Dirk Kennedy, Jason Rosenfeld, Tommy Wise, Neil Turbin.
What? Wait, what?
Matt Fallon, Joey Belladonna.
Wait, what?
John Bush. Hold on. There's a whole timeline here of vocalists that came before Neil.
This is Anthrax?
This is Anthrax.
John Connolly was the singer of Anthrax?
It says here, and I'm going to say it, John Connolly, Dirk Kennedy, Jason Rosenfeld, Tommy Wise, Neil Turbin, Matt Fallon, and then Joey Belladonna. What? Then it's John Bush.
I thought I was... Go ahead.
Then it's Joey Belladonna briefly again in the mid-2000s.
I remember that. That was just for a tour, though, I think.
Yeah, and then the band goes on hiatus or breaks up just very briefly. Then you get John Bush very briefly again. Oh, no, sorry. Then it's Dan Nelson. Then it's John Bush really briefly. And then we have pretty much the lineup of Joey Belladonna back in the band.
Yeah, but then we had a different guitar player for a little while.
Yeah.
Well, he was the producer. He was an engineer producer guy too.
Yes.
I apologize for not remembering his name either. But here's the thing: I thought I was a fucking massive Anthrax fan. I thought Neil Turbin was just the first singer of the band, and to think that John Connolly from Nuclear Assault, correct?
John Connolly is an American musician best known as the lead vocalist and guitarist of New York City thrash metal band Nuclear Assault.
Amazing band. We should rank them.
Yes. How have we not done that?
I don't know.
Something wicked this way comes.
That's a good pull. Normally, that's not where anyone's going to go with Nuclear Assault. That's not
You know me. You know me.
I love it, though. But that blows my mind that John Connolly, Jesus, that means that half of an original Anthrax ended up forming, not half, I guess it was 5 of them, but still.
Numerically significant, yes.
Anyway, whatever. That's the thing. Never stop learning, kids.
Absolutely.
Somebody's going to drop something on you and be like, I did not even fucking know that. And I have so much shit in my brain that I can't even remember how to do math most of the time.
Hey man, you can't know everything, and you know what? That's kind of beautiful, because I've learned in recent times, I've recently started playing through GTA Vice City for the first time in ages. I'm gonna bring
we didn't see this coming, guys.
Get your bingo cards out, people. I haven't properly played through that game in a long time, and I've just really rediscovered the beauty of, oh my God, I don't know where this street leads anymore. I get to discover this alleyway for the first time again, because clearly I haven't been there in such a long time. And I walk down there. What's down there? A hidden package and a fucking Uzi, dude. I don't even have to pay for that one. That's just a little reward for exploring. And It's something. There's something to be said for like giving something a little time and then going back to it and being like, oh yeah, this is why I loved this for so long. It's like when a song comes on shuffle that you haven't heard in years and you go, why?
Yeah.
Why have I not heard this in so long? It's such a great song. Yeah. So there is something
that gets, musically speaking, that gets even worse when you're older, because if you're keeping up with new music too, there's so much fucking music that you're just like, I don't have enough time. Like every single weekend, I come up with a playlist of records I want to listen to, which usually ends up being, around 10-ish records. But there's always like about 30 that I'd like to listen to, and I'm like, God damn it! So it's like it gets rough. But anyway,
that's why I listen to a lot. Yeah, sorry, I was just going to cap that off by saying that's why I listen to so much music on shuffle now. Is just to scratch so many itches all at once.
But I don't listen to streaming very much anymore. So much so that like Apple Music was like, here was your favorite songs of the year, and I'm like, what? And it's all shit from Cranked and Ranked. I'm just like, oh, okay,
yeah.
Those weren't my favorites. I want to be able to tap, go in there and change the algorithm and be like, look, this ain't really me, dude.
Yeah, yeah. It's
I
kind of funny.
I did not listen to
actually.
Sleep Token that much. That was for work. Anyway, so what I was saying before, though, coming back and listening to these albums clean on their own, and there's still, as we go through them, I still have some critiques and gripes about a few things, but Tim Owens he does such a great job. But he brings in this, like, he can hit some high Rob Halford type notes. He can do that. Mm-hmm. He can also sound like very tough, like a heavier, like 90s metal vocalist.
Yes.
Sometimes there's two specific vocalists that he ends up sounding like to me sometimes. One is Russ Anderson from Forbidden. Sometimes I hear a little bit of that. Sometimes I hear fucking Dio in his voice. Yep. And I'm just like, wow, that dude could probably front any band. he could probably. Here's the thing: I know there are people out there that are just fans of Ripper Owens, and they're probably like, "Well, fuck yeah, we've known this for years." But I'm just like, I didn't know. I don't know a lot about him. I know that he was in the beginning the inspiration of the movie Rockstar, but then they kind of they didn't really. They just followed the idea that. You ever see that movie Rockstar?
I need to watch it because it feels like something that's right up my alley.
Yeah,
but I've just never crossed paths with it.
The only thing that's wrong with it is it's got Mark Wahlberg in it, and Mark Wahlberg pretty much ruins any movie he's in, except for Boogie Nights, where he literally played a piece of shit, and that's why it's so good. But
I do like him in the Ted movies. I do like those Ted
fuck
movies.
Off. I don't want to hear. I can't hear. What's the guy that does the voices for Family Guy and stuff?
Seth MacFarlane.
That guy's voice, it's like nails on a fucking chalkboard. I'm like, no, I can't do anything that guy does. Anyway, but Rockstar, the premise of the movie is there's a band and they're called Steel Dragon, and they're a very well-known band. And then there's a cover band that does Steel Dragon stuff that Mark Wahlberg is in. And then Mark Wahlberg goes to the Steel Dragon show, and then Steel Dragon's singing a song, and the original singer's singing something, and all of a sudden he takes the mic away, and you hear this other guy's voice, and it's Mark Wahlberg. It's Marky Mark, man. And then they end up kicking the singer out of the band. And in this movie, they seem to allude to the fact that they're kicking him out because he's gay. Which man. Once again, that's in the Judas Priest area of stuff. There's a scene that makes me think that, like, are they trying to allude to the fact that, like, that's why he's leaving the band because he's gay? Anyway, and then I was
going to say, I feel like the band would have known for a long fucking time.
Probably. Yeah. You sure you don't want any of these groupies? This is like the 50th time that he's been like, I don't want any of these groupies. It's weird. It's almost like he's not interested. Anyway, I won't spoil the rest of the movie, but that's like the premise of the movie is that this fan becomes the lead vocalist of Steel Dragon.
It's inspired by
That's pretty much where it ends. Like that one right there.
Cool. By the way, did you know that he was in a band called Winter's Bane? Which is another interesting thing that both bands it's like a W Bane thing, and you end up in
Wolf's
a legendary
Bane, Winter's Bane. Jeez. Yeah. I've never heard Winter's Bane though. Now I'm wanting to go check them. Did they do albums?
They put out one album in 1993. Heart of a Killer is Winter Bane's debut album, released in 1993.
Is it Winter's Bane or Winter Bane?
Winter's Bane. And this Heart of a Killer album is a partial concept album with the first 6 songs detailing the story of a judge who sentences a murderer to death and soon afterwards has his heart replaced with the killer's in a transplant operation.
Oh, and then what happens there? Does he become a killer? Is it like that movie Body Parts? You ever see that horror movie from the 90s?
No, I need to see that.
He literally gets his arm replaced with a killer's arm, and then all of a sudden the arm's trying to kill him and kill people the whole movie. It's fucking great. That is peak 90s horror right there.
Awesome. Dude.
Anyway, that's the kind of horror that I want, when it doesn't take itself too seriously. You see a lot of horror. I think I've already said this before. You saw a lot of horror movie trailers these days. I'm like, these horror movies are so far up their own asses. They don't know how to have fun anymore.
Have you ever heard about that? I'm sure you have. Have you ever heard about that 2010 movie Rubber?
Yes, with the tire.
Yeah. It's an
never seen it, but I've heard of it.
Dude, I want to fucking I want to watch that so bad.
Yeah.
The film is about a tire that comes to life and uses psychokinetic powers to kill people. It's fucking great.
Yeah. Whenever something has a very silly premise like that, I'm always afraid it's gonna be disappointing, because the fucking, I don't know, you were old enough probably to at least be aware of this. There was such a fucking buildup to the movie Snakes on a Plane.
Yep.
And the movie didn't end up being that. I mean, I was really hoping, oh my God, are they going to really go balls out B-movie?
These motherfucking snakes off my motherfucking plane.
And in the end, it was just kind of an okay movie that they came up with a cool title for that really kind of grabbed you. And I was like, oh, they should have rolled with the we're going to call this Snakes on a Plane. We should go back and reshoot like half the movie now, because there's something an audience wants.
Dude, have you ever heard about the airline censored version of Snakes on a Plane?
I'm tired of these monkey fighting snakes.
Snakes on this Monday through Friday plane.
That's almost as good as Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon. Who the fuck is Mr. Falcon? I don't know.
One of my favorites is the Cornetto trilogy movies, where they replace the word fuck with funk, and it's just like, funk off.
Nice.
Funk off, you silly bar stool.
Did they do their? I wonder if they probably did their own.
They did their own, yeah. It's included it's included in the bonus features of those movies. It's brilliant.
Speaking of that, I also saw The Running Man, Edgar Wright's new thing.
Oh, shit! I haven't seen that yet.
It is nowhere near as good as the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Maybe better filmmaking wise and acting wise. Sure, I don't know.
But I mean, if you're competing with an '80s Arnold movie, I mean, come on.
But it's a different take. Like, it's almost a completely different movie with the same like basic, because they changed a lot from the book in the Arnold version. This one's closer to the book, so it's almost like you're just seeing a reimagining of the story, and so like it doesn't take away from the Arnold one at all. It was fun. It didn't blow me away, but it was fun. This has become movie talk, everybody. Welcome to movie talk. Because old head doesn't go to the movies very often, but I've gone to the movies, I think, almost 10 times this year.
Wow.
And that's unheard of. I saw fucking the new Predator movie, which I love. Highly recommend that fucking movie if you haven't seen it yet.
I can't remember the last time I saw a fucking movie in the cinema.
We found a theater really close to us that's, I'm sure they have them over there now, like the Alamo Drafthouse style cinema, where you get you have little tables and they actually bring you like meals and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we found one. It's not an Alamo, but it's a similar, it's a, what the fuck is the, shit. I don't care. A studio movie grill. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
And it's pretty close to us. It's a comfortable kind of place. And so we've just started to get really like into just going to the movies and having dinner and just, having a good time. So whenever there's a movie that I even kind of want to see, I'm like, hey, let's go have dinner and go check out this movie. And then when the movie is not at our movie theater, we just go, well, maybe we won't go see it then. You mean I'm going to have to go to a regular theater where all they have is popcorn and hot dogs? Fuck you. Fuck you. I want a quesadilla. Anyway, speaking of that, I also, God damn it, we're never going to get started.
No, it's okay. It's okay. This is a fun one.
I also bought tickets to go see the finale of Stranger Things in the theater.
Nice.
Because I watched fucking chapter 1 of the new season. Holy fuck. As a fan, like if you're not a fan of that show, just this doesn't pertain to you. A fan of Stranger Things, holy fuck, these first 4 episodes were so good. So good. And so
I have to catch up real bad.
So the fact that my whole family is into it, I was like, well, they're showing the finale in the theater on New Year's Eve. I'm like, what else are we gonna fucking do? We don't do shit for New Year's Eve. Let's go to the theater and watch Stranger Things on the big screen. Anyway, all right, Ripper Priest.
Yes.
Did I ever tell you about this one movie? No, I'm kidding.
Anyway, time to recap the entire chain of events that happens in the Star Wars canon, including the series. Are
we doing it in chronological order? Because then I don't.
Oh no, we're going to be assholes about it.
all I know is that I've noticed that like there's Star Wars conversations, and as soon as the words Trade Federation come into it, I go, what the fuck. Get the fuck out of here.
Dude, all I can remember, and I really don't want this to get clipped out of context because it doesn't sound great coming from a white dude, but
I don't like black people.
Okay, yeah. Out of context. No, nightmare.
That was wrong. That was not the views and opinions right then were not those of Old Head or Eddie Sparxx.
Oh,
that
God.
was intended to be humorous.
Oh,
isn't that funny? How sometimes humor is not always. What about these airline food choices?
I can't. What was I even going to say? It was the. What was it? I can remember one time.
At band camp.
What was it? One time back in was it secondary school? There was this younger kid who was getting picked on, and I wasn't having any of it. I'm not trying to paint myself as a fucking, hero or anything. I'm just saying, hey, so I kind of took this guy under my wing a little bit. I was like, hey, just stick with me. I won't let him fuck with you.
As you should, yeah.
Because, to be honest, he had kick-ass music taste already, and I saw the same shit happening to him that happened to me in my first couple of years. And I just remember being like, hey, come here. Check this out. And then he'd come back to me the following day. Like, we'd share earbuds on the bus. And he'd come back to me the following day and he'd be like, yo, I went home and listened to the whole fucking album, dude. That shit rips. I'm like, right, well, if you like that, you're going to like this. And we slowly but surely over the time, I was this kid's musical awakening, right? But
that's fun.
I can remember he was really cool and not weird at all, but he had a friend. He had a friend who was a bit strange.
Everybody's got that friend.
And I remember sometimes he'd come up to me and kind of the older, I say older only by like 2 years, but I had my friend group, he had his, but sometimes he'd venture out and say, hey, how you doing? You got any new songs for me to check out? But one time he brought his friend, and I just remember, my friend, he was also called Stephen. My friend turned to me and he said, this is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
Oh my God.
I just remember Wheeze laughing on the spot about this Star Wars reference because it was just so perfectly timed.
And you know what's funny about that particular Star Wars reference?
Yeah.
Is that every time I hear that, I'm like, did they rip off a line from that Jean-Claude Van Damme movie where he has a twin and the guy's like, now there are two of them?
Probably.
What was that? What was that called? Double something? Double D's? I don't know.
The reason I wanted to preface it with it doesn't sound great with coming from me is because it's quite obviously an Asian accent applied to an alien.
Yes,
so
yes.
Alien.
And honestly, I think in whoever the evil guy was in that movie,
Newt Gunray.
No, in the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
I believe he was Asian as well. Anyway, I don't. Yeah,
but Newt Gunray is not Asian. What? Asia is not a thing in Star Wars.
Everybody save me in the comments. What's the name of that Jean-Claude Van Damme movie where he plays two roles? He has like a twin or some shit. This was like at the height of Jean-Claude Van Damme. Anyway,
we just eventually. Yeah, we started a whole other tangent. How long is this podcast so far?
We've already been doing it for at least half an hour, if not more, and we haven't gotten to. Well, we talked a little bit about Ripper.
Yeah, we gave a brief bio, and amongst all of the
somebody's going to be like,
Star Wars
"Hey Tim,
stuff.
There's this podcast. They're doing a whole episode on you," and he's watching it. And he's like, "When the fuck do they talk about me?"
Yeah, so Tim Ripper Owens. Anyway, Trade Federation.
Anyway, okay, so Slashed and Mashed. What we do is we're going to go through each album. We're going to talk about each song and figure out which ones we think we should keep and which ones we shouldn't. Okay. If we both agree a song should go, it goes immediately. If we both agree a song should stay, it stays immediately. And then the other ones we have a little conversation about and we try to figure it out.
But speaking of trades, very often we do a little bit of trade federating over here. So, yes.
Misa very scared.
Misa no got a boomer.
Everything was okie day with the brisky morning munchies. He says that at one point in the movie.
Yeah. I remember... I remember being a kid and thinking he was funny, and then like I turned 12 and I wanted to drop kick his ass.
In hindsight, aside from the lightsaber battle at the end, he's the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
Like it hasn't aged well at all. Like, I guess the pod race is kind of fun as well, but other than that, it's just a lot of really shit acting.
Have you ever seen the behind the scenes where like it's just a sorry this is the last thing. It's the last
Jugulator.
thing. Yeah, this is the last thing I will say. Have you ever seen the behind the scenes where it's like just a guy, and I'm pretty sure you can see his face, and he's just turning and looking at people with Jar Jar hat basically, and he's just turning and looking at these other people. How any of them kept a straight face is utterly beyond me. On to Jugulator.
I'm sure anyway, the Jar Jar Binks of the Judas Priest catalog.
Jugulator.
So we're starting with the 1997 album Jugulator, which I was surprised because Painkiller did really well for them, but that was like 7 years before.
Yeah.
And then
they did a Terminator. They waited 7 years for the next movie.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm still in movie mode.
Shit, I was like, what? My brain has already switched. And then I saw that like this one wasn't on a major label. It was on that Steamhammer label, and I was like, they already got kicked off by that point. Like that's the thing is that like that was the Steamhammer became like the catch-all for a lot of metal bands in the 90s. Like, oh, you got kicked off your label? We got you over here on Steamhammer. Anyway, so Jugulator starts off with the song Jugulator, which I think is a very good opener and a really good introduction to Tim Ripper Owens. And something that I didn't remember from the last time I listened to these albums that I think is really cool about what he does is he does not lean on the fact that he can do high vocals. He doesn't just do it every fucking song all the fucking time.
He brings his own vibe. I like that.
And I just like that he has a lot of dynamics, which obviously so does Rob Halford. Rob Halford is amazing. I mean, you all know I'm a fan of his now. But they brought in another dynamic singer that can do all kinds of things. But this first song, I thought, it's such a great opener. I'm like, well, why wouldn't this even fucking open the collection that we're making? Because it's title track. The first time you hear Tim singing with Judas Priest, what they're currently doing, which is this like heavier version of their sound. Even comparing it to Painkiller, some of the shit is a lot heavier than Painkiller. So I said to keep Jugulator.
I agree.
Okay, so Jugulator is going on the compilation for sure. It follows it up with Bloodstained, which I like the verses of this song, but this is a really good example, which happens several times on these two albums, where the chorus is kind of a letdown. And lyrically speaking, a lot of times it's just him saying the song title in different ways, or in certain cases, I really feel like and I know he wasn't the primary songwriter. I know other people wrote the songs and the lyrics. Yeah. But sometimes I feel like, without Rob in the band, they were all like, how do we write songs? And they all just went, you just come up with a cool title first, and then you just say that in the chorus, and then you write everything else around that.
Yes, the Dokken method.
So Bloodstain, like it's the chorus is a little weak. It's for me, and then but I like the midsection of the song, but it didn't. It's not a good second track, because the second track is supposed to like take it up a notch, and this one kind of like, okay. So I didn't include this one on my list.
I gotta disagree. I like the groove of it. I think it makes a nice 1-2 punch. There's a groove there, and I think this era of Judas Priest, I think had they stuck to the groove metal thing a little bit more, I think it would have been received more consistently, I guess. But there's quite a bit of experimentation across both of these, especially on Demolition. But Jugulator is a bit more consistent. But I've kept Bloodstained for now.
Okay, I do.
To be honest, though, sorry, you say what you're going to say first.
I was going to say I should let everybody know that eventually we're going to get to the point where there are songs that I think a lot of fans would be like, "Fuck that song." I'm going to be like, "That motherfucker's going on the song," because some of those songs are the ones I like the most.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to say, reading through this album compared to Painkiller, I think this album in particular, I mean, you could put the name Slayer on the album and it would fit. All of a sudden,
I almost feel like it's the same album, same song titles as like the Diabolos and Musica or whatever.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna cue that up a bit.
Either that or what's the one after that one?
God Hates Us All.
No. Oh yeah, it is God Hates Us All.
Yeah.
What's the one that comes after God Hates Us All? That's the one that I always forget the name of it.
So
I can see the album cover in my head.
Okay.
I just can't think of the name.
Which one?
After God Hates Us All.
Okay. Let me see here. Okay, we've got Darkness of Christ, Disciple, God Send Death, New Faith, Cast Down, Threshold, Exile, Seven Faces, Bloodline, Deviance, Wars. If anything, the fucking song titles on Jugulator are more Slayer than Slayer was at this time. It's weird.
And so, tell me, what's the album after God Hates Us All called?
Christ Illusion.
Christ Illusion.
Yes.
That's the one. Anyway, yeah. I mean, they're both 90s, but I guess God Hates Us All was not 90s. That was famously 2001, September 11th, 2001. As I've said many times, I think I've told that story so many times on my channel.
Yeah.
That like waking up in the morning and like they're attacking the Twin Towers. All right, see you guys later. I got to go buy the new Slayer. You take care of this shit on your own. I got records to buy.
Oh shit, dude.
Anyway,
but yeah, Bloodstained.
Okay, well, we'll leave that as a question mark for now.
Okay.
I also did not include Dead Meat because
I didn't include Dead Meat. We can move past Dead Meat.
Cool. Well, let me get rid of that one because
if it's awkward,
it's also kind of similar to the song before, but with less cool parts.
Yeah.
So I just was like,
we are all Dead Meat.
And what I can do is I can just delete this row. I love the new changes to the Notes app, and it's just like, oh look, I can hit cut. It's gone. That motherfucker is gone. Delete row. Bam.
Nice.
Speaking of rows, Death Row, which my favorite part of this song is the phone rings and the guy goes, Death Row. Yeah. Like there's a guy, a receptionist at Death Row that's just like, please hold. Death Row will be right with you.
I smell a sitcom, dude. Can you imagine?
Oh, dude, yeah.
Can you imagine just a sitcom set in it? Like, it's like Green Mile, but with a laugh track.
Oh. Yeah. Speaking of bringing the movies back in again.
Yeah.
That's just the fact. I wrote this note here. That a lot of these songs are really successful when they're heavy and cheesy.
Yeah.
And so the idea that somebody was like, hey, we should just have a thing where like somebody like calls Death Row. And like nobody went, what do you mean call who at Death Row? They don't, and I'm sure and they don't answer the phone, Death Row.
Dude.
How may I direct your call?
I've already thought of like the first joke in the first episode of this like Death Row comedy like Green Mile fucking thing. Just, I'm tired, boss. You've been at work for 5 minutes, dude.
And could you please stop it with all the fucking bees? Like literally, we gotta get a beekeeper in here every day.
So many bees, I'm coming out in hives here.
So if you haven't seen Green Mile, that joke doesn't land at all. You're like, bees, what the fuck? Anyway. Death Row is a fucking stomper, and I want to put it on the comp because it's fun, and I was like, this song is a fucking blast, so I wanted to include it. How about you?
This was one that I had as a maybe, but I'm keen to keep it after that.
Well, for right now, we can figure that out.
We'll put it as a question mark.
I also want to keep Decapitate.
Okay.
Well, it's a real groover, and I like that, but also, like, 2 reasons. I love the lyrics, your head, you will lose it. And then the fucking axe swing sound effects that are timed
I like those too.
Fucking perfectly. Like these are reasons to go back and listen to these albums, because there's these little touches where I just go, that's too fucking good.
Yeah.
So I like Decapitate a lot. And so for the same reason I like Death Row, like this back to back, these sort of like cheesy, silly bangers that I'm just like, fuck yeah, man, this is so much fun. But we're not even saying anything about like Tim Ripper Owens, and that's because he sounds fantastic on every song. So like the gripes that I have are usually the songwriting and not Tim Ripper Owens. So anyway, how do you feel about Decapitate?
I think Decapitate's another maybe from me.
Wow. Okay.
So
you just don't like to have fun. I see.
No. It's something that I realized when doing this is that my tastes are a bit more ambiguous than I'd initially thought when it comes to these albums. Like, I like different songs for different reasons. There's probably more distinct yeses and nos on Demolition. But as far as I'm concerned, Jugulator is it's good. It's good fun.
Okay, well, we'll circle back to Decapitate. I also decided to keep Burning Hell.
Dude, we're keeping fucking Burning Hell, dude.
So
can I make a stipulation though?
Oh, sure, yeah.
I think I prefer the video edit of Burning Hell than I do the album version of Burning Hell.
I've never heard the video edit. I don't even know if I've ever seen the video.
I think that the video edit removes a lot of the added 2 minutes to a lot of these songs that probably didn't need to be there.
But in this case, the slow build is really cool in this song for me.
It is, but I feel like I'm so acquainted with the video edit that I prefer the pacing of it. I guess I don't know.
Okay.
I think I just became convinced that that was the version, and
okay.
I think
I just think that there's kind of a dark vibe to this song, and the slow build really kind of like lets that sort of set in before the song really kicks in. Trust me, there are plenty of other times that the slow build is unnecessary, but this one I didn't have a problem with it, and I feel like it's a really good. I mean, obviously we're going to include it, but I think it's a really good sort of midsection song, like kind of a resetting a kind of song.
It's a great way to kick off side B, even if it is like during the height of the CD era. But one thing I will say is that I feel like I was being particularly facetious there. I still think Burn in Hell is a great song. I just wanted to highlight that I think something that bogs these albums down is succumbing to that idea that, oh, well, a CD can hold 74 minutes of runtime, so we're going to max out that value for money, when in actual fact, I'd rather have a tight 45 minutes than a 70-minute slugfest. So, either way, we're in agreement that Jugulator and Burn in Hell are absolutely staying, because Burn in Hell is a fucking banger.
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah.
I feel the opposite about Brain Dead. It's a groovy one, but it's pretty dull for me. So
Brain Dead can go. Yeah. Okay.
We can delete row. I love that. Delete it. Get the fuck out of my face.
Who are you trying to judge me? Get the fuck out of my face! And dude, did I ever tell you that story? Like about that song?
No.
Dude,
at least I don't remember. So tell it again.
This is such that song. For those who don't know, that's "Who Are You" by Body Count. I was playing GTA San Andreas and listening to that Body Count album, and I was about 14 years old, and my mom walks in and says, "Hey, have you done your homework for this evening?" And it was literally in that exact moment where it goes, "Get the fuck out of my face!" And I said, "I'm sorry about iced tea. I've done some of it." Then okay, yeah,
oh, man.
But you couldn't
body
write
count
it.
ranking. That's one.
Perfect.
They're on the list too.
They're on the list.
Body count.
I feel like now. Yeah. I was gonna say, whenever I hear they're on the list now, I just think of the whole Epstein thing.
Oh Jesus!
Oh man,
that's fake news. It doesn't actually.
Body count aren't on that list. I'm just saying that. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. That's not a real list. We were told by our president it doesn't exist. But then he said, "Go."
Lost Profits, on the other hand,
they are the list. Sorry for the other guys in the band. He is on the list.
He is the list.
Sorry he's not on any list
dead.
anymore. He's out of here.
Yeah.
His time on this earth is over. Abductors is the next song, which I also. It feels like I like this whole album because I'm like, oh, I put a plus sign for this one too. This is a heavy groover. There was a point in this song. First off, I like this one because I like the sort of back and forth with Tim's vocals where he does the higher stuff and then a lower thing. But here's something that's fascinating about listening to these albums now, because this is, I've taken in a lot of this Judas Priest related music. This particular song, I started to think to myself, so many of these songs sound like Fight.
Huh.
They have riffs that sound very similar to Fight, which at this point is a band that was already over and done with, I think. They'd already put out their 2 albums. And I'm like, isn't it interesting that Rob Halford left the band to do this other music that ended up being the music that Judas Priest was doing anyway?
Yeah.
Just not as good. Let's be fair. We did Fight. We did a Slash to Mash to Fight. I love both those albums, especially War of Words. Fucking banger.
War of Words is so good. That's one of my favorite sounding albums of all time. I've realized.
I would go so far as to say one of the best metal albums of the 90s. Really.
It's good.
Yeah.
That's good shit.
But like I hear these riffs and I go, that riff sounds so much like something from the Fight albums.
Yeah.
But it's just so funny because because at this point they heard the Fight albums, they heard them
for sure.
So anyway, Abductors is good though. I enjoyed that one. What did you think of Abductors?
I thought Abductors was cool. It sits somewhere in the maybe zone for me.
Okay,
but yeah, I find for me that this album is kind of bookended with like one absolute definite banger in the middle.
Well,
so
each of these albums, I would say, has one particular track that I will fight for.
Yeah.
This one on this album is Bullet Train, number 9. Bullet Train is so good.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. There on these albums, randomly there's times where the guitar riffs are like super generic. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh my God. But then occasionally you'll get these songs where, like, I'm not saying that like Bullet Train is like fucking, reinventing metal or anything, but it seems like every band member makes an interesting and cool choice in this song.
Yeah.
From the drummer doing more of a halftime beat over something that could easily have been just a regular 4 on the floor kind of beat or whatever. To some of the guitar, like they started to like incorporate what I would call noise, like little discordant things, and that always goes really far with me. But I just felt like overall Bullet Train was like the one song where I'm like, there's so much in this song that I like that is coming from all these different areas of the band, and so that's why like this is the one I'm like, this is probably my favorite song on the album, and I think it has to go because I think it's the best example of like what these group of dudes were capable of at this point.
I'm in full agreement. I love this song. Cool. This was always the song I knew from this album because I just came across it in a Judas Priest like YouTube playlist when I was about 13, and I thought, this is fucking devastating. Where has this one been? Yeah, and it's got that fast double kick under a slow 4/4 thing.
That too. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. So that one's going on.
Cool.
Cathedral Spires, I didn't add it because I don't think it's good enough to justify the 9-minute runtime. It's not awful. I just don't feel like it really goes anywhere interesting for 9 minutes.
Fair, but I didn't realize it was 9 minutes actually when I was listening through the album, because I don't know about Apple Music, but it's not on Spotify.
It's not on Apple Music either.
I had to go to YouTube, and when I was listening to this album through, I wasn't really paying attention to the run times. I was just kind of noting down which songs I liked. But I did like Cathedral Spires. But in the interest of giving everything a fair shot, I'm going to put a question mark next to it and see if anything on Demolition kind of sways things a little bit.
Damn, we've got a whole lot left from this then.
Yeah.
So the 100% going on are Jugulator, Burn in Hell, and Bullet Train.
Absolutely.
And the other ones we'll discuss.
Yes.
And so that brings us to Demolition from 2001, which I enjoyed more than I remembered enjoying. It's interesting because they do. It's weird to say industrial because nothing about it, I think, for people who are fans of industrial music, they'd be like, well, this is like base level industrial.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's like if you lightly seasoned it with industrial.
Yeah.
It's not marinated in industrial.
And it's not all the way through, obviously.
No, absolutely.
But, it kicks it off with Machine Man, which it's an interesting song for me because I don't think it's necessarily a good album opener, but I really like it.
I like it too. Is it safe to say we're keeping Machine Man?
Yeah, but I do
like it.
But I do think it sounds more like a later album track than an opener.
Interesting.
And man, I love the lyrics. I think a lot of the lyrics were written by Glenn Tipton on this, and he writes some funny ass stupid lyrics.
Oh yeah. Cartoonish lyrics. Yeah.
It's like he just leaned into like I don't know. Sometimes the lyrics remind me that they're written by a guy who was just introduced to metal like last week, and he thinks he knows like what they're supposed to sound like. Like there's this genre called metal. Oh, I think I could write some lyrics for metal. No offense to Glenn Tipton, but still, that's a good thing to point out is the fact that they're making all this music that's like very sort of modern '90s metal sounding, but like everyone. Oh, I mean, I guess the drummer was newer, but everybody else was fucking old from the beginning of fucking Judas Priest.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a really interesting, because right now Glenn Tipton's still in the band, obviously. Is Glenn Tipton the only, aside from Rob, is Glenn Tipton the only old school member left now? Because I know KK is obviously not in the band.
I don't know, but something I wanted to highlight on this album is I think that this album is the only one to have like lots of cursing on it. It's weird. It's weird hearing "motherfucker" in a Judas Priest song. Yeah. It's kind of like when Toto did that Van Halen kind of song, and it's like, you don't want to fuck with me. It's like, well,
when
Bobby,
Van Halen said, you look so fucking good.
Fucking good. Yeah. Yeah.
I say Van Halen, that was David Lee Roth, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just love the fact that there's the lyric, so you motherfuckers want to race, you've got loser tattooed on your face.
Yep.
I don't care and I won't obey.
Yep.
That's my go-to.
Is Glenn Tipton writing for Dave Mustaine now? Is that what's going on?
I just I just love the 80s school bully lyrics, man. They're so funny. Judas Priest. Let me look at it. Judas Priest. We had a little bit of fun with the timeline feature on Wikipedia with all of the what's it called, band members.
Yeah.
Let me have a look. Let's see who's in. If we're talking like OG members.
Well, yeah, like literally from for album number 1.
From album number 1.
Obviously, the drummer's changed a few times, but I mean,
Ian Hill, the bass player, is also there.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, Ian. Yes, of course, Ian's still there. So we've got 3.
Ian Hill has to be like the most underrated guy in metal. Yeah. Straight up, because he's just there holding it down. He's been there the whole fucking time.
But that's why I'm saying, like, if I could go and do my life over again, I would be a bass player, because like, imagine like, you get into a band and the band's successful and you're literally just like, all right, what am I? I'm just over here. I'm just doing my thing. And it's like fucking Home Dude, the bass player of like Foo Fighters. That guy's a fucking really good bass player, but he's got an easy fucking job now. He just walks out and plays to an arena full of people, and he's just like, hey, all right, good night, everybody. And I'm just like, man. And then you get a paycheck, and you get to play bass all the fucking time. That just
almost like it's one of those things as well where it's like, I don't want to lower it to the level that he's completely unknown, because people who love Priest would see Ian Hill in the wild and be like, holy fuck, it's Ian Hill.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's almost like he's kind of in this Hannah Montana situation where he gets to be a superstar and then gets to be Ian Hill the dude.
If I could be a rock star, that's the kind of rock star that I would want to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where I just put on a different wig and all of a sudden I'm a rock star. Anyway, so Machine Man's
get the best of both worlds.
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry, I just wanted to do a Judas Priest Hannah Montana crossover. That may be an original sentence. I may be the first person to say that.
I don't know a Hannah Montana song. I obviously know Miley Cyrus songs, but I did not watch that show. I was not age appropriate to watch that show. It would have been weird if I was a 20-year-old kid, 20-year-old kid. Well, I guess I was kind of a kid at 20. But like, I'm going to watch this Hannah Montana show.
Yeah, I grew up on it. I was definitely I loved Disney Channel, but I was definitely the Nickelodeon kid. I loved Drake and Josh, iCarly, that stuff.
I was not a Disney Channel kid only because we couldn't afford it. You had to pay extra for Disney Channel when I was a kid.
Yeah, I'm very lucky to have grown up with Sky TV in the house, which was satellite. Let us have a bunch of extra stuff.
Do you guys still have to pay a TV license over there?
Yep. That's where BBC gets its funding. I believe.
Is it like, so it's like taxed? Is it tax or whatever?
Yeah, that's that sort of thing.
Well, that's kind of, well, I mean, that now that I think about it, that's probably a good thing because it,
Yeah. Also, our TVs are also guns, so you definitely need to.
Nice.
Every DVD player comes with a grenade launcher, but it's not well designed, so none of us use it.
And apparently your TVs explode too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's the reason. That, I always heard that's why they said you guys have to turn your TVs off at night because otherwise.
Yeah, never put 976 into the remote. It will detonate. It is a grenade.
976. Speaking of that, I got the VHS of the classic horror film 976 Evil.
Hey,
directed by Robert Englund. Anyway,
nice.
I use the word classic loosely on that one, but anyway, so Machine Man is going. Fun track, great. I don't know. It's got good energy to it. I didn't include one-on-one. It's kind of meh. It's mid-tempo. Kind of doesn't really do much for me. It's okay.
It's somewhere in the middle for me. Yeah.
Well, let's fucking get rid of that one because if we gotta.
Okay.
We gotta make room. Delete row.
Make way, motherfucker.
Hell is Home. Okay. I'm gonna say this is probably my one I'm gonna fight for on this album.
That's good because I'm keeping it too.
Because
so
this album in particular, there's two or three songs on here where the song's good, but Tim is fucking carrying the song.
Yeah.
Like, it's so like underrated the amount of work that he sometimes there's just a singer and they're just the vocalists in the band and they can be interchangeable, but like then you have those vocalists that just like bring their fucking A game. And Hell is Home is like one of those where like the whole vibe is great. It's a heavy song, but it's also catchy. It's got like a memorable chorus. And I just, I love like a good groovy heavy song that's got a melodic, memorable chorus. It's something about it that just does something for me. So yeah, Hell is Home. Since we both agree, that one's going. And I'm happy about that because I really like that song. Now we come to the first one that I actually put a question mark, and I'm kind of leaving it in your hands. Jekyll and Hyde. Things about it I didn't like. Things about it I did like. The solo section is really cool. I like the incorporation of the synths. They use some synth stuff in here. But overall, the song, I'm like, I can kind of go either way with this one.
I didn't keep this one,
okay.
mainly because some later album ones really
then that answers the question then, because like I mean it's like the vocals aren't great on this one, which is I think probably that was kind of a letdown from the song before. And I'm like, oh okay, he's not amazing on this song.
I meant to ask as well, how many tracks are we going for on this?
Let's decide when we're done here.
Because I thought to myself initially, I was like, let's keep it a tight 10. But having looked at the track length from Jugulator compared to Demolition on some versions even has like a 14th track with, I can't remember what it's called. We're not including that one because it's a bonus. But
there is an actual original Judas Priest additional track on the Japanese version.
Yes. Yeah.
Good thing it's not very good.
Okay. So
we
cool.
Don't really. It's called What's My Name.
Yeah. Okay.
I listened to it and it didn't do anything for me. And it's like a 3-minute and 45-second kind of. It feels like a throwaway song.
Either way, I thought that the 14 tracks for Demolition. I mean, I know we're only doing 13, but if we total it up, there are 24 tracks total that are original Ripper era Priest songs.
Yes,
I feel like 12 would be a fair.
Yeah,
I think that would be being fair to the era. And
much. So many out like that around that point. 12 was the normal amount of songs. If you had less than that, it seemed too short.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. So we got rid of that one. Here's another one. Like Close to You is really good.
Keeping it
good.
Cool.
It's like slower song, which I like the dynamics and the variety of having slower songs on the album. But once again, Ripper sounds fucking amazing. And I really like this one too. So there's a couple like that's the thing is listening to this particular album. I was like, man, they really like varied it up, and it makes it a lot of fun to listen to. So good. Close to You is staying because I really like that one. The opposite for me on Devil Digger, which has one of the most generic groove riffs I've heard from their stuff.
Agreed.
It is like how many songs can do like a banner or whatever the fucking riff is. There's just those riffs that I'm just like, when you're playing this riff, you have to know that this is probably something that 20 other bands already did.
Yeah,
but whatever. Not that should be the goal. Like that's the thing. That's the interesting thing about living in my
035 riff.
but living in my head when it comes to music, it's like everything is so case by case because I can hear something that takes a riff that I go, that riff is clearly the same riff as this song from like 20 years ago. But if they then build something on top of it where I go, you know what? I enjoyed that song. Then I don't care. And then of course you have the idea that from songwriters like us, we know that sometimes you get inspired by something and you don't even remember that it was a song that you already heard. You're just like, where did I get this from? And it happens all the time.
I feel like there is a line between genuinely inspired and plagiarism.
Yes,
and
or not even inspired. Well, I mean, like, it's, what is the word? Subconsciously inspired.
Subconscious. Yeah, that's it.
Like that's that. Like I had an example of that last night. Last night I listened to the Excel album, "The Joke's on You," which famously has the song "Tapping into the Emotional Void," which has a
Inner Sandman riff.
Yeah, has the Inner Sandman riff.
Similar.
And when you listen to the way that riff plays, and this was a couple years before the Black Album, and then you listen to the riff originally as it was written by Kirk Hammett, I go, I think he may have heard that album, but it didn't register.
Yeah.
And so that's why that's become one of those points that anytime I bring up that fucking album and the first thing somebody says is something about Inner Sandman, I'm all like, you know what? Get your Wikipedia reading ass out of my fucking face. Because you know fucking dick about songwriting.
Yeah.
And don't disparage the Ripper, that Ripper, Kirk, the Ripper, Hammett. Anyway.
I remember
Kirk Hamster.
The only song I've ever worked on that I deleted because I realized it was too similar. I wrote a song that was this mid-paced. I deleted it when I realized, holy shit, this is a metal cover of What Difference Does It Make by the Smiths. And I was like,
oh, nice.
Fuck! That's the only time I've written something and thought, that is the song. I can't do that,
That would be cool, though, like a metal version of that song.
We could cover it.
Dude, I don't know if you fucking recognize... I don't know if I brought this up on that episode. On the Grave Circuit album, I ripped off a riff that I had already fucking done the song before.
Which one?
It's not the exact same riff, but it's the same order of notes. So so what's the song? Is it Uniform Utopia? There's that and then the chorus of the next song is I literally took the same three notes. And I did not recognize it until we had finished the album and I was listening to it again and I went, oh man.
but here's the thing. The feel is different.
Yes, feel is different.
That's where the line is, Yeah. There are only so many notes, but if you like an interval, for example, I've written I can't even count on 10 fingers how many songs I've written that have
Yep.
have in it. Yeah. A lot of it is different variations of that, but I guarantee you, go listen to 5 different hair metal bands.
Oh, hell yeah.
And you will find the exact same thing. And you know what?
And that does not mean they're ripping each other off. That's the one thing. If the takeaway that you guys out there that aren't already songwriters, because if you're already songwriters, you already know this. But the takeaway is sometimes it happens subconsciously, or it's just great minds coming up with a similar idea. It happens all the time.
I want someone to look up. There's a video I remember finding. I started to get kind of like self-conscious of how often I was using a certain chord sequence in a lot of the stuff I wrote, whether it just be for one section or another. Yeah. But then I realized, well, what inspired me to use this chord sequence in the first place? Oh yeah, fucking Iron Maiden. You listen to any 80s Iron Maiden track, you will find the same chord sequence at some point in the song. You know, they'll have a lot of stuff in there, but they'll have a wow, down, Dirty Diana part. Yeah. And I guarantee you, so many Iron Maiden songs, Iron Maiden chord progression.
Yeah. It's only gotten worse over their more recent albums of them doing stuff. I'm like, this is literally just a song they already did.
It's the 1-6-7-1 chord progression. Mm-hmm. And
Mother.
Yeah. E, C, D, E.
You'll never make mistakes to take your weight off of me. I know that whole song. That's a good song.
Yeah. I feel like that's like...
Has anybody done a Dirty Dan Mother mashup? Because I probably brought this up before.
Dirty Dan. I'm Dirty Dan. No, I'm Dirty Dan.
No, I'm Dirty Dan.
Okay. No, I'm Dirty Dan. Dude, we need to do that now. We need to do Dirty Diana, but it's Dirty Dan, and it's sung by the characters of SpongeBob.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, you take care of that, okay?
Dirty Diana!
That just reminds me of the thing we're talking about. I see this video occasionally where a guy does all these different metalcore riffs, and they're all very similar. Like, and he literally, if you weren't reading the captions, you wouldn't know he switched to another song. It's like, that's a different song by a different band.
5-7-8 riff.
Yeah.
It's like what is it? For me, what is it? So I remember someone saying Load and Reload are a bunch of 0-5-7 songs, and so many of them just take place on the same part of the fretboard because it's in that bluesy sort of style. Once you start breaking stuff down, it really ruins music for you.
But sometimes it just happens organically. Yeah. I've always had a fucking a gripe about the opening and closing tracks of Arise by Sepultura. You literally have the first song, and then the last song is, it's literally the same 3 notes with a fast song. They literally just rearranged the 3 notes. But here's the thing. I wouldn't change a fucking thing about that.
Yeah.
That album's fucking great. So I'm just like, it's just one of those things that, like, you know, sometimes those things happen. And it's case by case for me. I'll hear a song and I'll go, that's a really similar riff. You know what? I don't fucking care. I like this song. So
it's kind of like playing. I've often given it some thought. Should I just like start playing iconic riffs backwards and see what happens? And I just thought, you know what, we can cut this from the podcast. I might have stumbled on gold. No, it's what is it? I just thought about, like, the other day, what if I like took iconic riffs and played them backwards, and you'd end up with stuff like Dana Bernina, Dana Bernina, Dana Bernina, Dana Bernina, and that's still cool. It's just the riff, the notes backwards.
You know, it would be like a really difficult thing to try to do. Take what we can think of as the most iconic riffs ever written for like insanely popular songs, and we try to write completely new songs around that riff.
Yeah.
With new lyrics on top of it. Maybe we just choose one iconic riff, but we try to make every other part of the song different, but still come back to that. I mean, that would at that point you're literally just, it's like a science project. It's not really
yeah.
Because I'm like, how the hell? Because like, there's no way like you could do like I don't know like just off the top of my head, like, you know, Paradise City. There's no way I could like listen to that thing and I'm like, okay, I got to write some lyrics. Take me down to nope. That's the same lyrics. That's just what goes there.
I tell you what, the best mashup I have ever seen is a mashup between Unchained by Van Halen and what's it called? It's a Stevie Wonder song. Baby, everything is all right, uptight, out of sight. Like the vocals of that song work so well over the top of Unchained.
Yeah.
Hold on, was it Unchained? Stevie Wonder.
Yeah,
I'm not trying. I'm not trying to get as. Oh, dude, it's so fucking good.
Yeah,
like
I've heard that one before. That one's that. There's a handful of those mashups that are so well done yeah, they should just be put that song out for everyone to listen to.
I was gonna say on another Van Halen mashup note. Have you ever heard that mashup of "Jump" by Van Halen and "Super Trooper" by ABBA? That fucking rules.
No, but in that case, I don't think I know that ABBA song well enough to even for it to really register for me, because I'm not. I think I know like one, maybe two ABBA songs for real.
Fair play. It works better than it should. It's weird. It's fucking weird. You like hear
Melvin
these...
doesn't like it though. He's
Leave ABBA out of Van Halen.
Yeah. Start talking about good music again.
Yeah. Leave your chocolate out of my peanut butter, you motherfuckers.
Where were we?
Yeah, Devil Digger. We decided.
I don't like it.
Me neither.
Okay, let's get rid of Devil.
They're trying too hard with that one to be Marilyn Manson.
Oh, is that what you think? Well, I mean, that's a reason to delete.
I got definite Marilyn Manson vibes from that one. So,
I also didn't include Bloodsuckers.
See, I kept Bloodsuckers. I like Bloodsuckers.
It takes a full minute and a half to get to the song, and then the song is not that great. And it has kind of like leftover Painkiller vibes for me.
I will say it had like action movie vibes for me in the riff department. So that's the reason I kept it. So we'll put
leave that in the maybe zone.
Cool.
Another question mark for me. I can go either way on In Between. It's got a cool groove. I enjoy the one thing I do enjoy that a lot of these bands did around this time, especially Judas Priest, is that they fucked around with guitar, like different sounds on the guitar, and I'm like, well, that's cool. But like, it's so funny. This song is called In Between, and as I was listening to it, I go, I'm definitely in between on this song. Like, I don't know if I want to keep this or not. So
it's also slap bang in the middle of the album, so it's also in between the album. Oh. I didn't keep it, unfortunately, but it yielded a decent amount of wordplay there for a second. So there is that.
Let's get rid of that then. In Between is not in between anymore. It is fucking gone. All right. Okay. Feed on Me needs to go on this compilation.
Thank you for saying it.
This is another one of those examples, because this is a Tim Ripper Owens compilation. This is another song that he carries the fucking song. His vocals are so good on this. It starts off with a pretty generic sounding riff, and I was like, oh man, this is going to be another one that I'm not going to really be into. But as soon as he starts, like literally he's the fucking star of the show. And I was like, that alone is like, we should include this, because it's the Ripper Priest album, which I think that we should call Jugulation, but that's just me.
Dude, I've already got it written down.
What, Jugulation?
I've got Jugulation as the fucking
Jugulation.
Jugulation is the intended album title.
How about Jugulicious?
No,
we don't have to do
that. Dude, I'm kind of down.
Anyway,
hey man, it's our compilation. We can do what we like.
That's true. Okay, so Feed on Me is going because I love it.
Yeah.
I also love Subterfuge, even though it sounds like Korn. It's got Korn vibes.
Yeah. The reason I'm keeping it is because it's the one time that there is like such an obvious nu metal tinge to it.
Yes,
but as a shameless nu metal lover, we're keeping Subterfuge. Feed on Me and Subterfuge are a 1-2 fucking punch.
Yeah.
If the whole album was like this, it would be a much different album.
It's songs like this that I'm telling you that the Judas Priest fans are like, fuck Subterfuge, and I'm just like,
no,
it's good.
No, we are the legitimate tastemakers out here. We're the only two people on the fucking planet that should be listened to when it comes to this shit.
Yeah.
So
that's
yeah. As far as I'm concerned, Subterfuge, Feed on Me and Subterfuge are the best 1-2 punch on the album.
I want to see who is this songwriter that's listed on this song? Who is this person? Get out of my face. Chris
Ted Fieldy and Jonathan Davis.
He's the engineer songwriter Chris Sangarides. Oh, he passed away. Rest in peace.
Chris Sangrides.
Is that how you say his name? Fuck.
I think was it Chris Sangrides?
Yeah. Was he in a band or was he just a producer?
It's funny. I'm pretty sure it's Chris Sangrides because I've referenced him in a video I made a long time ago, and I didn't know how to say his name. And holy motherfucker, this dude!
Did he produce this album? Is that why? Because listen. Look, I'm gonna go through his list of bands that he worked with. Just ones that stick out to me: Anvil. There you go. Black Sabbath. Let's keep going here. Hey, Concrete
Depeche Mode,
Bruce Dickinson, Exodus, Fear of God, Samantha Fox, Girl School, Halloween, The Human League, Tom Jones, Judas Priest, Killing Joke, King Diamond, King Lizard. Is that actually King Lizard and the Wizard Lizard? No, it is not King Wizard Lizard. It's another band called King Lizard. That formed in 2002.
Overkill, Ozzy, Gary Moore, Yngwie
Malmsteen, Loudness, Magnum, fuck. New Model Army, Ozzy Osbourne, Overkill,
Choir Boys,
Rock Goddess, Savage Messiah. That's a newer band, I believe. Savage Messiah.
Therapy. Hold on, wait. Therapy.
Sisters of Mercy. Yeah, Therapy. Thin Lizzy. Tiger Tails.
Dude. You're not a lady, you're a love bomb, baby.
I wish we were synced up more so we could sing together.
Wait, dude. Nothing.
Get enough of your
sweet love. Dude, I have Berserk by Tiger Tails somewhere on vinyl, and
no, I want that one so bad.
You want to know the craziest thing? I found it in the weirdest place. It was at the front of a stack of vinyl in a charity shop in Newquay. The last place I would expect to find an album like that. And I found it. And I thought, well, this is like... You know when you find a collectible in a video game and it's like kind of glowing and it's like... This is the answer to the problem you have right now. I was like, swipe, grab that, bought it and thought... God damn, dude, that was a hell yeah from me.
It's not an easy one to find in the U.S. Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Although maybe they'll repress it because it got popular because they include that song was on that Peacemaker. It's not Peacemaker. What's the name of that show? There's like a DC Comics show with John Cena.
Oh fuck! What was it called?
Is it called Peacemaker?
He loves 80s rock, right?
Yeah, I didn't honestly really like that show. It was okay. It wasn't good enough to keep me on board. But I really did enjoy the inclusion of the 80s hard rock songs.
Yeah.
Anyway, This guy also worked with TNT, Tokyo Blade, Tragically Hip, Tigers of Pang Tang, UFO, Winter's Bane.
Yo,
Y&T.
That's a callback.
So
what Y&T albums was he on? Because I have enjoyed everything I've heard from Y&T, but I have just never done the deep dive.
No idea, but that guy who is a co-writer on Subterfuge, probably for his engineering skills, making it sound all industrially and corny, not corny with a K.
Yeah,
Cornish.
The good corny.
Cornish.
Hey,
yeah, Cornish. Yeah,
like me.
Yeah, with a K. And anyway, so we're keeping Subterfuge. I did not include Lost and Found. It's a nice little acoustic ballad, and on the album it's fine, but I don't think it's good enough to go on the compilation.
Agreed.
I'd also, though, did I hear Lane Staley in his vocals in this? There is some Lane Staley kind of.
Dude, Alice in Chains influenced everything that came after him.
I know. They really... in the 90s, god damn. They were...
Oh, god damn.
Anyway, okay, so let's get rid of Lost and Found. It's a nice little acoustic number, but, you know.
I am... See, that's the thing. Like, even though Faith No More, I would say, are probably my favorite 90s band, if someone turned around and said Alice in Chains is the band of the 90s, you know, regardless of what anyone says, to have a song like Wood under your belt, let alone all the other classic fucking songs they did in that era, hands down, I would not be against giving it to Alice in Chains.
I mean, I would argue that, but I do love Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
Alice in Chains were very important. Alice in Chains' influence was like...
influenced everyone.
It was overshadowed by Nirvana's influence.
Yeah.
Who very clearly, we do a whole other episode on that. But anyway, all those bands were like, so they literally just molded like not only a fucking decade, but also just like all music to come.
Yeah.
But even though like a lot of that's being like sort of tossed aside these days, but you know, whatever, we can talk about that, whatever. Anyway, 100% hell yeah to Cyberface, even though it has one of the worst lines ever written in music.
Oh, we have a complete about turn on Cyberface.
Yeah, I was ready to not like this, but I said it earlier, when they'd go like heavy and cheesy on it, and I love the experimentation here. Ripper sounds good. And you know, it's a stomper of a fucking song, and I'm perfectly okay with Beware His Megabyte. It's become it's like one of those like so bad it's good lines.
Yeah. I feel like when you go into listening to Judas Priest, you have to be okay with quite simply cartoonish ass lyrics, because throughout their entire discography there are songs that are like, wow, who wrote this? But it's so enjoyable at the same time. Like they have so many classic songs to their name. Yeah. But they're also very much a band that went with the times, and whatever era they are living through, they are stamped with on each ensuing release. Yeah. With maybe the notable exception of by the time they got Rob Halford back and they were like, we're doing a modern take on what we established with Painkiller, you know.
But even then, they did shit like Nostradamus, where they really I mean they kind of they did sort of live in the Judas Priest type area where they kind of, but it's not just them. So many bands did that.
Yeah,
still do that.
Funnily enough, I feel like, and I don't want this to sound bad because I enjoyed a lot of Judas Priest's output in the last 20 years. I don't want it to sound like I'm disparaging them, but these two albums, Jugulator and Demolition, sound like the last vestiges of the band taking risks.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
And I like it. Like the most recent Judas Priest album, I've listened to it several times. I ended up getting it on vinyl finally. And as I was listening to it, I'm like, I think the problem with it is that it's good, but it's not varied enough. And it's a little bit too expected.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you throw that out of the window, they're still doing great shit.
It's almost, I've heard you mention it before as well, where up to a certain point, every band was pushing the boundary to a new level.
Yeah.
And everybody was looking, and this applied to all genres of music. Everybody was looking for the new sound. So I can remember you saying something like, you know, in the 80s, you know, if we scale it back all the way to the 70s for Judas Priest, there is a distinct 5-album run of Judas Priest that is very 70s.
Yeah.
By the time they hit the 80s, they're kind of on the cutting edge of the new wave of British heavy metal thing. Then, as they get big in the 80s off the back of the new wave of British heavy metal thing, they indulge in the glam metal thing. And that divides opinion, but they get big off of it. You know, people are going to the shows and people are enjoying it.
Yeah. They were famously partying in the parking lot before the show.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that was at a Judas Priest show.
Yeah.
But like the what is it? By the time they were all, I'm going to say it, they were ahead of the curve in 1990 when they made Painkiller, because even though it's still got that traditional metal take, they knew a shift had happened already. Hell, I would say that they even knew that a shift had happened by the time Ram It Down came out, because already they'd said, right, well, we got these songs we intended for a double album. It was going to be Twin Turbos. Turbo was going to be the commercial one. And, the album we put out was all of the commercially viable stuff that we had. And Ram It Down is kind of the harder edged stuff. And by the time you get to Painkiller, it's like, oh, all of these songs are, you know, kind of like Hard as Iron from Ram It Down, but thrashy. And I mean,
or with a more metal production, because Ram It Down still didn't have a very metal production.
Yeah, for sure. By the time they get to Painkiller, it's like, oh, fuck. So these guys have reestablished themselves as, okay, you know, breaking the law was cute and all. How about this? Like, if any other thrash band put that out, they would be, you know, they would have had a hit with that.
Yeah. I do wonder about, like, because you're talking about, like, you know, the lack of experimenting or the lack of pushing boundaries or looking for the new sound. I wonder if that, because you hear a lot of people talk about most people when they get older, they're not looking for new music anymore. So if you have a band of let's say, you know, out of a 5-person band, let's say you've got 3 people that are writing songs.
Yeah.
And then they get older, and then only one of those people is still trying to listen to new music, and the other 2 are just like, well, we're older now, we don't do that. So when the songwriting process comes together, it's literally just reconfiguring things that is the sound that they're doing. Or in some cases, maybe the entire fucking writing, quote unquote, staff on the band doesn't listen to new music and isn't looking for a new sound that's going to do something for them. And so it makes sense that these older bands get kind of stuck in that rut, because there's two angles to that. There's number one, they're older, and number 2, for some of them, it's just become a job. It's like, well, it's time to get back in the studio. We have a job to do, you know.
For sure.
Unfortunately, but I mean, once music is your career and you have a lifestyle, you got to kind of keep doing some shit.
For sure.
Which I totally get. I may not like, you know, more recent like Iron Maiden or bands like that. I'm not into like what they're trying to do, and not really trying, but they're doing it. But I look at them as a band and I go, you know what? They fucking earned that shit. They earned a fan base that's okay with them just putting out quote unquote Iron Maiden-ish stuff. Because they did the fucking work, you know, in the 80s and even in the 90s. Same thing with Judas Priest. they even more so than Iron Maiden, Judas Priest put in the fucking work. And so if they make middle of the road Judas Priest music, I'm just like, fuck yeah, you guys fucking earned it. Go out and play to adoring fans. I'm just happy that they're still trying to make new shit. You know?
Yeah. And I will say this as well, like just a quick little thing before we carry on, is that something I can remember a moment where I kind of made a music teacher my bitch, basically. Is I can remember we had lots of lessons.
Can we name this music teacher?
No. I don't want. I'm not in the
Mr.
business.
Johnson, you're my bitch.
Yeah, I'm not in the business of starting feuds because he probably knows a lot of music that I don't fucking know. But at the end of the day,
ask him about Scott Joplin. He's way into that.
This is one of those times where someone tried to make me look dumb and I handed their ass to them, where they turned around and said, right, I'm going to give this, and this was kind of like a power move. This was almost like, I'm going to reclaim the knowledge of this thing from this person who thinks they know their shit.
Nice.
And they turned around and they said, who can give me some early metal bands? And like someone in the class said Zeppelin, someone in the class said Black Sabbath. I put my hand up and I said Judas Priest, because in my eyes, when you're thinking of the first heavy metal band in terms of giving it both sonic and visual identity, I think that Judas Priest have a lot to fucking contribute.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Like, let's not beat around the fucking bush here. They're a huge name for a reason.
Yeah.
This fucking teacher turns to me and says, they're more 80s. I said, don't you... Right.
They're more 80s, except for the huge chunk of 70s albums.
I turned around. I actually said... I said, no. They put out 5 albums in the 70s, 2 of which, in particular, are cited by thrash metal bands from the 80s as some of the most influential albums of all time. Those are Sad Wings of Destiny and Stained Class. And this guy is there like, anyway, on to Rush.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you fucking take that back.
I would just be like, go to your little computer and type in Judas Priest Exciter, and then we're going to talk about it.
Actually, you know what? Type in fucking metal bands, and Judas Priest are in the top fucking 3 results.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Before you try and make me look stupid in your class, sir, do your fucking research, you biased cunt. Yeah. Anyway, so simply put, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
And his eyebrows.
Oh, we're narrowing it down, folks. All right,
no,
so
I'm kidding.
This would have been around 2000. He's got eyebrows.
That's a Breaking Bad reference. I just thought that would be funny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Fuck you and your eyebrows.
Speaking of Breaking Bad, have you been watching Pluribus?
No, I need to.
I know you don't. You're a busy man.
Yeah.
My wife and I, we usually like watch at least one show like every evening before we go to bed. But I'm a big fan of the writer that did Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
Vince Vaughn?
Vince Gilligan.
Vince Gilligan, sorry, my bad. Who's Vince Vaughn again?
Is an actor. He was in
sorry, my bad. Vince Gilligan,
Wedding Crashers, Swingers. Anyway, this is like a lot of thought. I know this is like probably maybe this isn't a hot take, but this is my honest opinion. Better Call Saul is a vastly superior show to Breaking Bad. Like, I feel like going back and watching Better Call Saul over and over again. Breaking Bad, I've seen it once. I don't need to see it again. It was great. I don't want to see it again. Better Call Saul. Have you seen Better Call Saul? Like the whole.
I still need to watch Better Call Saul. I've only seen the first season.
It is fantastic all the way through, and it's one of those shows that I'm just like, man, he really upped it with the writing here. And then like this show is completely different type of thing. But the lady that was in Better Call Saul is in this show, and it is like one of those shows where an episode will end, and my wife and I have like a 20-minute conversation about it. So it's great. Anyway, that's my recommendation. Go watch Pluribus. You have to have Apple TV or torrent it. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but I don't torrent stuff that much. But I don't know about TV shows. Anyway. Cyberface we're keeping Cyberface?
So Cyberface is a maybe from me because I knew it was up in the air from our last chat. So, I wondered whether or not it was too... I wondered if the cringe outweighed the fun.
I just love... I don't know, man. Anyway, we'll come back to that. That'll be a maybe. All right. Hot Take Land. I love Metal Messiah. I love this song. It's fucking rap metal.
Yeah.
And I know the Judas Priest fans got mad at that. And it's cheesy as fuck, but most of the songs on these two albums, not vocally speaking, lyrically speaking, are pretty cheesy.
Chorus is great, and I knew it would piss off the right people, so I'm keeping it too.
Yeah. I wrote that in my notes. I know this probably pissed people off, but their take on this is so much fun. Yeah, and the interesting thing about like the chorus of the song is I love the fact that they make this they go from this rap metal thing to this more like normal metal dude kind of chorus.
He's the man.
Yeah.
Armageddon, walking through fire, Metal Messiah. It's great shit.
So it's so good, and they had to have known they were going to piss people off when they put that song on there.
Oh,
and
for sure.
That makes me happy. So we agree. Metal Messiah is going on there.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Okay.
I just saw the funniest. This headline is so funny for Metal Injection. They're not trying to be funny. This headline is just funny.
Okay.
Dave Mustaine says Megadeth can't do full lineup reunion because of the behavior of one of the band members in the past. And I'm all like, this motherfucker is calling out somebody else's behavior. So maybe we just kick Dave off the fucking band because it's like anybody that's had bad behavior, let's get rid of them.
Dude, that's such a callback to what I said earlier. I only listen to Dave Mustaine Megadeth. Oh. Anyway. What's the thing that Gene said recently? It's like falling down the stairs doesn't kill you about Ace. And it's like falling down the stairs can absolutely kill you. Falling from any height can kill you if you hit your head at the right angle.
Did he say that falling down the stairs doesn't kill you?
Something to that effect, I'm pretty sure. Was it Gene Simmons? Falling.
I just know they're getting some backlash now because I think that they were photographed with Trump or something like that.
Yeah, they had some sort of award given to them. Okay, yeah. Gene Simmons decries Ace Frehley's bad decisions. Falling down the stairs doesn't kill you.
Oh, I'd have to hear all that in context, but I mean,
yeah.
Gene Simmons has been known. Gene Simmons has been known to insert his foot in his mouth all the time. So that's true. Although the backlash, I would be a little bit bummed out, with the whole Kiss thing, because a lot of people are just like, well, fuck Kiss, they posed with Trump, and I'm all like, yeah, if you've ever followed Paul Stanley in his social media, he's not a fan.
No,
it just so happens that he is the current president, and they did this thing at the White House. So, well, everyone needs another reason to hate Kiss, and I'm over here just being like, fuck off.
Yeah. I mean, No, I'm.
These are the same motherfuckers that are like, I don't know, but some of that Ted Nugent stuff's real good. Fuck you. That dude's actually a piece of shit.
Yeah. If you love Ted Nugent and hate Kiss, you need to be hit with a fucking.
You can
hammer.
go drink a dick. Anyway. Anyway, speaking of drinking dicks, Jugulator. Oh wait, we gotta get rid of. We gotta get rid of some songs.
Okay.
Because how many songs do we have? We have a fucking shitload of songs left now. How many songs are left?
Well,
I'm gonna get rid of the bonus track. What's My Name? Because it really wasn't very good. There's no reason to do this. Anyway, go ahead.
Pardon me. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7. There we go. There we go. I fucking did it, guys.
It's the hand signal that throws me off. I was like, where did this part come from? Oh shit.
Where did it come from? Well, you go 6 and you go fucking 7. There's 6, 7.
You're right.
That may be the exact moment the meme died. Me doing it, you know.
Yeah. You're still young enough to not be totally.
Not that young. Not young enough to have 6, 7 cred. That's a Gen Alpha meme. That is a Gen Alpha meme, and it made it to a Gen Z.
Where does Gen
I'm
Alpha
the harbinger of death on this meme. Right.
Where does Gen Alpha start?
I'm pretty sure Gen Alpha started around. Hold on, Gen Alpha.
Because I know it's post.
Gen Alpha are the demographic cohort born roughly between 2010 and 2024-25, succeeding Gen Z. But this is weird because, these whole these generational things is it's like myself and a cousin of mine. We both have this sense of we kind of belong to two generations at once.
Yeah,
I'm at the very start of Gen Z, and she is at the very start of Gen Alpha. Now, she's got a lot more in common with me, a Gen Z, than she does a Gen Alpha. Yeah. I have more in common with millennials and Gen X than I do my own generation.
Yeah.
But I'm one of these clever fuckers that managed to understand that there's good stuff from the past while understanding some of the stuff from the past ain't great, and I understand why Gen Z is fucking rallying against it.
Yeah,
I'm kind of just fucking right.
I think there are some cases where it has little to do with your generation and more of just the type of person that you are, but
for sure.
But it is true that sometimes generational, like my wife's like that, where my wife is technically a millennial, but she's early millennial, so she has a lot of qualities about her that seem very Gen X, whereas I'm at the very end of Gen X, but I feel like I relate to a lot of millennials in a lot of ways. So it's just one of those things where it's like it's more like not where the generation line begins or ends. It's like it's certain decades. Like, I feel like if you were, a kid anytime in the 80s, you kind of are in this area of a similar type of person. And then, but I feel, and same thing. I think if you were born anytime in the 90s, I feel like you all have this similar kind of thing going on. The kids that were born in 91 or 99 doesn't fucking matter. I feel like there's a similarity. Just because of the environment of the world, I guess, around that time. But
I always break it down as were you a PS1 and 2 millennial, or were you a PS2 and 3 millennial? That's the dividing line.
Yeah. Or you could have been an NES millennial as well.
You could. I think in my experience, though, in the circles I've been in, it's firmly established the PlayStation existed somewhere along anyone I've known's timeline. Anyone I can hold a conversation with for very long. Apart from people I like the same music or shows as. Yeah,
I just feel like I when I was in my 20s, I had some friends that were like a couple years younger than me, so they would have been like beginning era millennials. But I just video game wise, I remember there was a short period of time where I realized that video games and me had completely moved apart, and it was when these dudes were utterly obsessed with GoldenEye and games like that. And I was just like
mid-90s.
Yeah, I was just like, all right, this is fine and all, but I'm just not interested in this anymore. But I just remember games like GoldenEye were like a really big deal to these guys.
When you entered the third dimension, you split off pretty much.
I guess.
Yeah.
But anyway, where were we? We got to get rid of some songs.
Yes. Yeah.
So what songs are absolutely staying? We have 7 that are absolutely staying.
I am willing to sacrifice Cathedral Spires if we can keep Bloodstained.
All right. Yeah. Cool. So Cathedral Spires, get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Bloodstained, we will change you. I'm just notating this. I'm leaving this up to you because you're much better at this than I am keeping track of these things. But
I am the sequence man.
And so I don't remember. We were kind of iffy on Death Row.
Yeah, but then again, like I want to take into account before we delete anything here that we got Death Row, Decapitate, Abductors, Bloodsuckers, and Cyberface. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 established tracks.
Oh, wow.
4 of which are on Jugulator and 6 of which are on Demolition.
So
a much higher ratio for Demolition than I was expecting.
I'm okay with getting rid of Abductors.
Okay, cool.
You weren't 100% on Abductors.
The only song I'm 100% behind now is Bloodsuckers. That is the only one. But if you're fine with getting rid of Abductors, we can get rid of Abductors.
You mean Bloodstained? What do you mean Bloodsuckers?
Bloodsuckers is on Demolition. That's the only other definite one I've got.
Okay, we'll throw that one in there then.
Cool.
But then I feel like we need to round. What does that leave us with? One more song?
Yeah, we got to round it out to. I feel like what was it? We got 1, 2, 3, 4 Jugulator tracks and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fucking Demolition tracks.
Well, since we just did that one for you, can I pick one for me off of Jugulator to go on?
For sure.
I would like Decapitate.
Okay, cool. So Decapitate is staying.
Because I like Death Row and I like Decapitate, but I think out of the two, I have more fun
Decapitate.
I have more fun with Decapitate, I think. Yeah.
Cool.
Just the axe swings really nice on that one.
So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We've got 12 tracks. Cyberface is still in the maybe zone. Is there any song you'd like to swap for Cyberface from this group of songs? We've got Jugulator, Bloodstained, Decapitate, Burn in Hell, Bullet Train, Machine Man, Hell is Home, Close to You, Bloodsuckers, Feed on Me, Subterfuge, and Metal Messiah.
No, I mean, I guess we included enough off of Demolition that has like the industrial vibe that I'm okay with not doing Cyberface.
Cool.
That way we can still, because I think we did, the fact that we included the Korn song and the rap metal song, I think we've done pretty good there.
Hell yeah.
So that means we got rid of Cyberface. Okay. Delete that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hey, yeah, pretty good.
You said 6, 7.
Shut the fuck up. Anyway, it's interesting that I felt like when I was listening to these albums that we'd end up with a lot more from Jugulator than from Demolition. But I
thought the same. Yeah,
I'm actually nicely surprised that because they're both good. That's the thing. If anybody from the Judas Priest camp or their record label, whoever put these out, I guess Steamhammer's not around anymore, or maybe they are. But can you reissue these ones on vinyl? Because even with the shitty cover art of Jugulator, I really like these albums. I would like to have these in my collection. I think that
I think they're deserving of being on vinyl.
Yeah,
they'd be any other band's best album.
Yeah, maybe even like do like a special edition where you just put these two albums together in like a nice little slip thing, you know, and that way you can just you can deliver them separately. If you don't want to like talk about them in the conversation of Judas Priest anymore, that's fine. Let's just talk about them in the conversation of Tim Ripper Owens. But please, Tim, do not re-record these albums. I've read that he said he's going to do it. Do not do that.
Do it.
It's not going. There's no way it's going to be as good.
Doesn't need to happen.
Possible way. So,
just re-release it, man. I mean, fuck. How many times? Like, like unless you are facing label pressure, you don't need to go to the effort to re-record something that already exists. Just fucking put it out on a platform.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's not. No. I honestly like. I wish that I was in control of the music industry because there's so many practices that I would put a stop to right away, and people would be mad at me because there is like a groupthink mentality where some things have been given importance when it doesn't really have any importance. Number one being remasters. Remasters are not necessary.
We should run everything through an AI filter until it's perfect, except it's not perfect. It's just jankily fucking quote-unquote perfected by a machine.
Well, that's just we're talking about recording whatever you call it, technology, which I would have a hand in that as well. But stop remastering shit.
Yeah.
Just for those of us that don't have it and want it, put it out again.
Yeah.
And guess what? If you're one of those fans out there that's like, well, I already have it. Well, good for fucking you. Don't get it.
The funniest thing is if they went to the effort to make like a limited run where it's like, we only made 500 of these, they would make so much money.
Yeah.
Like, you could turn around and hike the price up a little bit and hey, this is a special edition. It's fucking, it's never getting repressed again. I'd buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway. I think I just get annoyed with like, I always make the mistake of reading like Facebook and YouTube comments and stuff, and so many people are always just like, why would you re-release this album if you're not even going to remaster it? And I just want to grab them by their fucking collar and be like, do you even know what you're fucking talking about?
I want to hit them. They're ugly. They're ugly. I want to hit them.
Anyway, I'm trying to like what was it that recently there was something recently that was being re-released, and their comments were people that were mad that it wasn't like a special edition remaster. They just reissued the album. I'm like, they're reissuing the album because people want it. Like Jesus Christ, it's just,
man. The general public need to be beaten with a stick. Honestly, whenever I tell you what depresses me more than anything, reading comments on TikTok, because I finally see how stupid so much of the population is.
Yeah.
Because I'm not talking specifically about people who have looked at my TikToks or anything like that. I'm talking when I venture out.
Quality TikTok. I actually deleted my TikTok and jumped off for a while, but now I got a new one, and I immediately followed you, only to find that you've been doing more of your epic fart placement videos.
Fart metal. Yeah, it's a work in progress. I've branched out into pop music with the Fartney Pooston video.
Yeah.
And I kind of just say the timing on that was exquisite.
Yeah.
Anyway, like I say,
sorry.
Sometimes I look in the comments section of a video that's not mine. Yeah. My comment sections are brilliant. I look into some comment sections and I think, oh my God, these people exist. And they're not troll accounts because there's so many of them.
But also...
And they seem so innocently dumb that it's like, oh my God.
But I also think that there is, as we've learned, a lot of times these comments, if you really dig into it, there'll be people that have no stake in the game whatsoever.
Yeah,
as in,
no idea what's going on.
Somebody commenting on a song saying it fucking sucks, and then you go to their profile and they don't even listen to that kind of music anyway. It's literally just a lot of like it's almost become more important to have a snarky comment than it is to actually know what you're talking about. Like, it's just whatever we could. This is old man yelling at cloud. It doesn't fucking matter. Let's order these fucking songs.
Yes,
Jugulator should start it off, obviously.
Oh, okay,
because it's a really great opener.
Tour, cool, makes sense.
Followed up by Metal Messiah.
I mean, if you want to make a statement right out of the gate, dude, there's a part of me that's like, do it.
Put that number 2. Just get that out of the way. So whoever would actually be listening to this compilation, they'd be like, "Oh, I understand where they're coming from." There,
lull them into a false sense of security and then feed them rap metal.
Yes,
Fuck the Almanacs.
I don't even know where to go from here. Okay, a good number 3 track. A good number 3 track probably should be like a more of a heavy groover. I don't know. You want to do either Hell Is Home or Decapitate. Those are both pretty groovy.
Yeah, you want something groovy, but that's not in the ballad territory yet.
So maybe not Hell Is Home. Let's maybe Decapitate.
Okay, cool. We'll put Decapitate at Decapitate. Nice. Okay.
But then we come to track 4, which we all know should be the ballad. So don't you think that
Close to You
should be Close to You?
I wanna get close to you. I know that's not Judas Priest.
Speaking of that, I've gone a majority of my life not knowing that was a cover song.
Really?
I did not know that. Huh. I just thought Queensryche took an interesting turn at that point in the album. I was like, oh, okay.
that admittedly is one of those times where I didn't get slipped up by it. I actually thought, this is so weird for this type of band. This has to be a cover. And it turned out it was.
I'd never even thought about it. I'm just like, that's a cool song on that album. Why did they write a song like that? They didn't.
To be completely fair, though, I have been tripped up so many times by bands that have put a song out. I thought, this slaps. These guys wrote this, and then I find out from you that it's a cover. So yeah. I mean, it's
I'm not perfect, but I do know.
Nobody's perfect.
What? I say so. After the ballad, why don't we come? I mean, we're gonna have to double up on a Demolition.
I mean, eventually. I'm down with coming.
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna have to double up on Demolition at some point. So why don't we do it now and we follow up the ballad with Machine Man, which I said was a good sort of mid.
Picks album. The pace back up. Yeah.
Yeah. So. And then maybe we throw in. I'm sorry, I'm taking this over. We throw in Bloodstained after that, because it's got a good. It's like almost like a 1-2 where it's more of a driving. The choruses are very it's got a driving.
I will say, Bloodstained does feel like a follow-up track. Yeah. So I'm down with that.
Where are we now? So we have that one, which is kind of like a number 2, but then we need a number 3 that's kind of like.
Do you want to put Hell Is?
Yeah, Hell. That's what I was going to say. Hell Is Home.
Cool.
Maybe next. Cool.
Great minds think alike, people.
I love that song.
Says the dudes that are restructuring something not made by either of them.
Yeah. And then, well, we've really.
Man, we've kind of cornered ourselves with the Demolition stuff.
Yeah, we should because like the only other 2 we have left. Let's do. Should we do Bullet Train next?
Oh yeah, that's a good way to pick things back up. Bullet Train,
and then we can. maybe we throw in. Okay, hold on. Maybe
there's a part of me that wants to end with Burn in Hell. There's part of me that feels like that.
You're gonna burn in hell.
See no evil, don't you hear no evil.
That is a good. No, you're right. That's a good closer. Throw Burn in Hell at number 12.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Then I was thinking that for this section that we're at. And then maybe right before what song did we just put?
So we've got. I'm going to run you. I'm going to run you through the running order,
okay.
and then I'll give you the remaining tracks. We got Jugulator, Metal Messiah, Decapitate, Close to You, Machine Man, Bloodstained, Hell is Home, Bullet Train, 3 potential song choices, and then Burn in Hell.
Okay, so it's Bullet Train. Let's since we just did Bullet Train, which is pretty like it's a tight
metal.
We throw Bloodsuckers next, which has the big, the minute and a half of the song to build up.
Nice. So now we're left with what to put first and next with Feed on Me and Subterfuge, which honestly,
I think that order.
Subterfuge,
and then it ends with Burn in Hell, right?
Yeah, because I feel like, oh, dude, that's a fucking running order.
Yeah, it's good.
Hot diggity fucking dog. Okay, so
read it for everybody taking notes at home. This is the order of the playlist of our jugulation.
Okay, here we go. The track list for Jugulation is as follows. Track 1, Jugulator. Track 2, Metal Messiah. Track 3, Decapitate. Track 4, Close to You. Track 5, Machine Man. Track 6, Bloodstained. Track 7, Hell is Home. Track 8, Bullet Train. Track 9, Bloodsuckers. Track 10, Feed on Me. Track 11, Subterfuge. And track 12, closing it out, Burn in Hell.
That's great.
That's a fucking killer album right there.
Yeah.
This is a real load reload situation. There is a killer album in amongst 2 here.
And we left out some songs that I think are total bangers. So that's like
same.
That's that says a lot. So if anybody gets anything out of this episode, it's that don't sleep on these 2 Judas Priest Ripper Owens albums because
Ripper got a raw deal. 100%.
He did. It's in the like I'm telling you, like these to me are just now that we've done both of these, I just think that these 2 albums are superior to the Iron Maiden Blaze Bayley albums. If I have to compare the 2, obviously they've got a different kind of thing going on, really. But I'd way more enjoyable these 2 Judas Priest albums because, as we talked about on that Iron Maiden one, they do a lot of really lengthy intros to a lot of songs that go on a bit too long. And if they haven't, why not? Have Blaze Bayley and Tim Ripper Owens gone on tour together before? Because why? That's like a Hagar David Lee Roth kind of tour.
Dude, that is a match made in fucking heaven. They have almost the same exact story, you know?
They have to have done that already, right? I don't know.
Hold on. Let me look it up. Hold on. Bear with.
I'm assuming that it's been thrown out there for them before. We can't be the first people that have suggested that.
Tours with Blaze Bayley.
Oh man, do you know? Here
okay.
Okay, hold on. Good.
Here we go. Tim Ripper Owens and Blaze Bayley have toured together with Jeff Tate on the Trinity tour in 2016.
That sounds like a fun tour.
performing songs from their careers, and also appeared together on the Operation Mindcrime track, Taking on the World. Hold up. This is AI overview going a little janky. You want to elaborate? More recent. Hold on.
So they did go on tour together at one point. Okay.
Taking on the World.
Is that from Operation Mindcrime 2?
Taking on the World isn't a well-known Jeff Tate solo track or Queensryche song. It sounds like a general phrase or perhaps a fan creation, as most search results... Oh, so Google's AI just caught how shit it was in its own stupidity.
Go. Yep.
Okay, hold on.
But I had a good idea for a tour. Here's the tour. All right, for me. This would be a tour just for me because I think it would be really fun. All right. It's a 4-act, and each act, I would say, gets a full hour to do some songs.
Can I guess which one of them it is?
Okay, go for it.
Tony Martin, Black Sabbath is there.
No, Tony Martin is not there.
Oh, okay.
Think more of the same era where this is 90s singer replacements that I think did a really great job and are no longer in the bands. All right, so opening the show, John Corabi doing Motley Crue stuff.
That's a fun album.
Followed up, John Bush doing some Anthrax stuff.
Of course.
Followed by, I'm going to say, Blaze Bayley doing some Iron Maiden tracks, and then headlining Tim Ripper Owens doing Judas Priest.
Nice.
You could make a case that maybe John Bush should headline because he's got way more tracks to fuck with. But all 4 of those are singers that came in the 90s, did a really great fucking job with what they were given. And then people still talk about John Bush. That's fine. But like John Corabi, like people like John Corabi, but that Motley Crue album's fucking great. And he did a fantastic job on that. So that just makes me that era of the 90s new singer coming in kind of thing. Yeah. I just we talked a lot about John Corabi on our Motley Crue thing that we did 6 years ago now. Almost
coming up for it, man. Holy shit. We need to do some sort of revisit of some of our not necessarily like a Cranked Revisited, but maybe. I feel like we need to revisit the Motley Zone at some point.
I honestly I feel I'm so mad. I've said it before. I'm so mad at Motley Crue for this. They fucking ruined their legacy. They went out on top, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and with it being post Kista Maha, even though it's post that, they still ended it so great that if they had just left it alone, I'd be like, oh, fuck, Motley Crue's one of the best. But they have come back and repeatedly made shitty decisions and but they're still making money, so more power to them. They can do whatever the fuck they want. It's their band. But god dang it, I hate it when bands just sort of ruin it for themselves. I guess they didn't ruin it for their bank accounts, so whatever. If that's what they're worried about, then great. But anyway, Anyway, they're gonna. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna. They did an EP that was really bad, didn't they? With what's his name? With John Five. Is John Five the guy that's in that band?
Dude, I don't even know right now. Let me have a look.
I think it's John Five who's the Motley Crue guitar player now. Eventually, we're gonna wrap this up, guys.
Oh shit! Cancelled. Oh,
what? What got canceled?
It's the EP. It's called.
Oh,
Cancelled.
Jesus Christ! It is called Canceled. Speaking of that, oh my God! Okay, so that's bad enough. Canceled is bad enough. They announced, motherfucker. They announced a new Metal Church album with a new Metal Church singer, and I don't know if it's the album title or the lead single title. It is called fucking FOF or FAFO. It's called Fuck Around and Find Out. They really did that. I'm not even kidding. They fucking did that.
tune in for the next Grave Circuit album. It's going to be called 6-7 Reasons I Want to Punch You in the Face.
Like,
yeah.
How can you just sound more like an old fuck than in this 2025? Like, oh, we're going to call it canceled. Oh, this song's going to be FAFO. No. Jesus Christ. Anyway, a lot of bad decisions from I haven't even heard the song, so who the fuck knows? Maybe it's an absolute banger, and it's just. But I guarantee you, with that title, it is not going to be a banger. Anyway, all right. Well, speaking of that,
it always kind of bums me out. Like, you know, it always bums me out when we enter the realms of cringe.
yeah,
with metal bands that have established themselves already, and it's like, come on, man, you don't need to lower yourself to that. Just fucking, you had, if you put out any other song title, it would have been better than that.
But even then, like, you know, like just referring to fucking a band that we both love. Fucking Megadeth announced a new album, put out a song that I thought was pretty good, and followed it up with the most laughable thing of one of the most laughable songs of their career. And it's just, but because it's, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, you can't write a song where the whole vibe is I don't care, but literally every lyric is so fucking vague. Like, what do you not care about? Just God damn it.
I will say, and this is something that I've discovered in life, is that it's cool to care about some shit. Like,
well, not to certain people. It's woke. Caring is woke.
Well, call me wokey wokerson, because there's some shit I fucking care about. I think
wokey Sparxx.
I think Faith No More were onto something when they said we care a fucking lot.
Yeah.
You know, because now I feel like things have finally come full circle where people are so sick of slop being fed to them that they're like, it's cool to try again.
Oh, I hope we get there. I really hope we get there.
And I feel like this is the make or break moment in human history at this time. Where
we are definitely at a crossroads right here.
We are, yeah. If there's something I could say about the 2020s, is that there is a clear precipice of we have a fork in the road here where we can turn around and say we care or we fucking don't. And, you know, we don't care inevitably leads to extinction, not distinction. This road leads to distinction. This road leads to extinction. Yeah. And I just
think that I Don't Care is a great song title if you're 15 and starting a punk band. Also, the song "Don't Care" by Obituary, which is a banger, but that's a different take. That's a different take on it. It's not. It's not. I don't care. I do what I want. Yeah, which really funny if you play those songs back to back. If you play the new Megadeth song followed by "Don't Care" by Obituary, and you listen to the lyrics in the Obituary song, it's literally just taking the piss out of Dave Mustaine. Anyway, so where were we? Yeah, I really think this is my hopeful thinking that there's a pendulum. And it is swung as far in one direction as it can go, and it's gonna start coming back. And then, as it's happened so many times, it's gonna swing way too far in the other direction, and it's gonna fuck things up, and it's gonna start coming back this way. But you know, such is the circle of life. Anyway. All right, jugulation, everybody. Or if you're
jugulation,
if you're making your own compilation, you can call it jugulicious as well, and it would be it's like an alternative title,
or jugubation.
Oh yeah, or jug Reinhold. Anyway.
Or just masturbating to jugs.
There you go. Ejugulation.
Hey, I'm vetoing it. We're calling it that. Ejugulation.
All right.
Right, there we go.
Anyway, thanks everybody for joining us in the podcast side of things. Thank you for listening. We love you. And on the video side of things, you that I'm looking at right now, we love you too. We love all of you. We love all our brothers and sisters, all of our peanut butter platypuses, our aluminium squirrels, our Belvedere ball sitters, our Christmas dogs, and...
Oh, fuck. What was it? Oh, I was counting on you to remember.
Hold on. Give me a second. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. What was it that I was talking about?
I'm gonna look up the last crank to rank. What
it was.
Crank.
I remembered it a few days ago. Is this annoying to anybody?
He's coming the mic. He's coming the mic.
Does anybody like how this sounds?
I hate it. I need to get like a compressor or something to make that. Is that what it for the people who are like tech people? Is that what I need to get it to not do that?
I would like it to not
do that. Or they should be like, you dumb bitch, just don't get that close to the fucking mic.
Dude, this is so fucking weird. I'm listening to us talking right now while we make our podcast.
We're looking down on Wayne's basement. Only that's not Wayne's basement. Isn't that weird?
That's weird, man. What the fuck? I couldn't tell which is which. Oh, this is fucking... This is strange.
This is old Inception. Head from the past. Hello, Eddie from the past. Ghost of Christmas past. Make sure you give your employees a bonus for Christmas. Learn the true meaning of Christmas.
I'm desperately looking for fucking Swizz Beats.
What was the name of the goddamn... What was the thing that I said last time?
Hold on. I think I found it.
Okay.
Hold on.
Here we go.
I'm currently
okay.
This is the closest I've been to not being able to distinguish between reality and other shit.
Whoa,
okay,
I know
bear
Kung
with.
Fu.
Here we.
Surapenises. All right, because we were talking about soda.
Yes.
All right. Surapenises, peanut butter platypuses, aluminium squirrels,
Belvedere ball sitters, Christmas dogs,
surapenises. We love you all. It's good because we're expanding the reach of the names because there's so many of you that we want to bring in to the circle of Cranked and Ranked, and we appreciate you being here. You guys are amazing. Once again, if anybody feels like sending us an email, then maybe I'll read on the air, or maybe on the video or not. You can go to send one to oldheadpodcast@gmail.com. Or go to oldheadnetwork.com and use the contact form. Next week we'll be back. I don't know what we're doing because we're going to have a little discussion after this is over to figure out what we're doing. But I do know in 2 weeks is the holiday special.
Yes.
And we are going to talk about holidays. I don't know what we would do. We'll do something.
I've got something fun lined up, and I think it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of fun. We may be partaking in something that I'm gonna start making a little bit of content with, because it's been a long time since I've put anything out on YouTube. I've solely far too long, and I'm thinking of making my return with something that I have a tangible hand on, and I think will be interesting. Yeah,
OnlyFans.
Only ask. Yeah,
he's gonna have a tangible hand on it, and you can watch for $5.99 a month.
Yes.
All right.
That is something I will do.
All right. So we'll see you guys next time for whatever that show happens to be. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. You're amazing. And as usual, I'm going to throw it over to Eddie Sparxx to take us out.
Later,